Right, I believe the microphone should now work. There we go. Welcome to stream 99. At least since I did a restart, basically. Yeah, welcome to Genshin. We have officially catched up with the story, which means I can now play as versions once again release. And this is actually fairly important this time around because Genshin is kind of loud for me right now. As version 5.7 has released, now we are basically nearing the end of the Natlan era of sorts. Natlan main story already wrapped up like a few versions ago. I just only catched up recently, but it's the 0.7 update, or rather, it's like the second to last update of the region, which will then, of course, mean we're getting Traveler Sibling story. Now, I have noticed that it's actually kind of dangerous this time around for me, because I've been scrolling social media, and previously it's been very, like, I can scroll with no issues, and I don't have the risk of spoilers. But this time around, I did see... I didn't get spoiled. I was, like, immediately, nope. But no, but there were several tweets, for example, that just said, oh, 5.7 spoiler here. So actually, I'm probably gonna have to hold off for your feeds for a while, but anyway. So, we'll be seeing the Trouble story now. As a recap of what happened to Natlan, I mean, I think we can clearly tell at this point that the story is starting to heat up in Genshin, right? Which makes sense if you consider the fact that after Natlan, the only thing we have left really is Nesnaya. And then we'll get into Canaria, I believe. And realistically in Canaria at this point, then things will become really real. That I think that's guaranteed to be the case. So I'm right now at the top of the memorial layer, of course, because that's where we left off in the previous one. And we did see some upcoming lore things in that land already, I think. I mean, we had this riddle of death or something, which I think I don't really see it being a just Netherland thing, you know. I'm kind of expecting it to be a thing that will happen more regularly. I did not realize that there's an enemy there. I would like to kind of walk around without having enemies hunt me down for a second. We had like the sky being broken, which brought up the sky is fake thing from like a while back. I believe from 1.x days even. And yeah, so I have no idea. In the other stream it was previously saying, yeah, we'll meet up with Dainsleif. I have no idea if that'll actually happen. Because I believe from the like, because what I've noticed from the like the version thumbnails, I do see those, right? I believe it was always Skirk. So we'll have to see about that one. And yeah. So I think I did notice that I should have actually started walking there, because I've noticed that the question mark is over at the Collective of Plenty, which I have not yet discovered, because why would I? I'm yet to play most of the story race. Sorry. I did play the story, of course, but what I haven't done is actually explore Netherlands at all, basically. Aside of the typical... aside of the typicals. Right. I could have picked an earlier, like I could have picked another teleport, but I just went for that one, because why not? Also allows us to have a little bit of a recap still. And yeah, that reminds me, I should make sure, because I usually used to be key just to know where I'm at, you know. In terms of content, that is. Could you stop, please? Thank you. Right. I don't want to read what's there, but I just want to be able to read along, basically. In terms of, the dialogue. Right. So, one curious thing, right, as well, because that just reminded me, is... obviously, the story will become to a... not the end, of course, but it's ramping up quickly, I would say. We go right now in the Collective of Plenty territory. So, that's going to be interesting. I have no idea what to expect, really. But I mean, Snaya, I believe they haven't collected the final gnosis. So, that's the first time that has happened. They haven't collected that. Oh, we can... I don't think I was one of these yet. Tatankasaurus. When a Tatankasaurus is sprinting, it can consume Vlogastone to perform a quick charge. Okay, so... interesting. Oh, it looks like a bit of an electro thingy. Right. Anyway, that's not really what I wanted to do. I'm hoping I'm walking the correct direction, by the way. So, obviously, story will be heating up, but also something that has happened outside of Tibet, I would say, is the whole voice actor thing, which, to my understanding, we now have a new Paimon. Which, of course, I mean, if you've been following the, like, fan base and such, you know what has happened in the last few months, even. I'm not the one that's gonna go into depth of that. There are way better people to explain that. But, it has resulted in us disappearing to somewhere, apparently. But basically, I've received a new Paimon, so we'll see how that works. I have no idea what I just got stumbled on. But presumably... yeah, so just keep in mind that this is the first time I'm actually heading into this territory. But yeah, I did say that we have some kind of volcano on the, at that side of Tibet, not Tibet, Netherlands. See that the volcano just erupt? Would have required to see it erupt. I mean, we did see something. Both these phases look like a pair of detectives someone liked. No, with suddenly realized the truth about a killer. The true identity of the cake murderer is Paimon. I have no idea about that context. Look go with that. Explain what you saw to Paimon. I'm kind of surprised that this is not... that Paimon here doesn't have voice lines. But I guess this is kind of a side thing that just got stumbled upon. So you saw the same stuff we did when we first arrived in Netherlands and met Hash Brown. And some strange images. You said you saw some strange words before. Paimon didn't see anything, so she can't be sure, but might have been written by the same person. In this case, yes. But this time you also saw a giant section of ruins and the abyss. And some sacred mountain, which was definitely this one. And the Natlanese called the volcano the Sacred Mountain. Could it be that you saw something to do with that volcano? I mean, yes, we definitely did. Paimon can't shake the feeling that the person who united us with Hashbrown really wants us to go there. Maybe that's where we'll find the answers to Hashbrown's origins, and we might even meet his family. Okay, so that's good to know. That appears to be some kind of tangent about Hashbrown once again. Anyway, Paimon thinks we should keep an ear out for information about the volcano. Come to think of it, one of the 6 tribes of Natland, the Collective of Plenty, lives beside it, don't they? Maybe we can ask him for help. I mean, we're looking to go there anyway. Just for a completely different reason. Right, where am I supposed to go though? Yep, here we go. We do have some emeralds here, not emeralds. Let me just pick this up one because I'm curious of what it is. On Destin's crystal, okay, we have already had some of these. Right. So let's head down the road. It's becoming nighttime, but we'll have to continue walking until we are actually there. There's a quest up there, and I didn't want to trigger it, but I guess we are doing it anyway. I'm noticing a bit of a, that's a little one, I believe. Yeah, I'm noticing a bit of a, because I need to walk to the the Collective of Plenty, I'm also gonna trigger a bunch of collective quests, which is a bit problematic, but anyway.
Huh? Wait, you're the Traveler in Paimon! I've been waiting for you.
Whoa, you know us? Huh, we've really made a name for ourselves. Wait, but did we even tell anyone we were coming to the Collective of Plenty?
Well, the main story is guiding us there at this point.
Coach Yan-san said she invited you to our tribe, so I came out here to wait for you while
Oh,
I did some
realistically,
training.
I guess that's the, not really punishment, but, because I haven't not discovered, not, like, explored Natlan yet, I guess now I'm figuring all these kinds of things.
Here. I can't believe it. This is great.
Surely we're not that big of a deal.
You're the heroes who defeated the Abyss. You're a huge deal to everyone in Natlan. I've heard the story of Tumaini so many times I can practically recite it by heart.
So I don't know who she is, but
I've been so
Game
excited
hasn't told
to
us
meet
it
you
until
ever since
now,
Coach
basically.
Yan-san told me you might be coming. Oh, my name's Varessa, by the way. Not sure if Coach mentioned me before.
Oh, yeah! The name sounds familiar. During the Abyss invasion, we asked Eon-san if the Collective of Plenty needed any help, but she said that Varessa had it all under control.
Not really. It was all Uncle
so
Cottle.
basically,
All I did was clear out
quick
a few
introduction
monsters.
into the Collective of Plenty, or and Ruby's at least.
Just thinking about the
I don't know
invasion
much
gives me
about her
chills even
personally.
now.
I have seen some stuff basically, but that's about it.
But that's in the past. The Collective of Plenty fared pretty
Like,
well,
at
all
least
things
based on
considered.
fan art, she kind of likes to
We
eat,
finished
so
our
there's
repairs,
that.
so now it's just a matter of helping out the other tribes. Come on, I'll take you to our camp.
Great, let's go!
I mean, that's where I'm supposed to be going. I think. Yeah, so that's an unrelated quest, of course, but that's not the one I'm hoping to trigger. Sorry about that one, but I don't want to be too distracted, and I'm just gonna go back. I should probably enable the focus mode. There we go. Because maybe I'll prevent these things from happening. Yep, that's where Rita gone, unfortunately. Now she's up there, again, waiting.
Oh, just a heads up. The volcano sometimes sends rocks crashing into this area. We call them pulverite.
You seem way too calm about that. It sounds super dangerous.
Oh, you think so? Well, we're used to it. If we see one, all we need to do is smash it to pieces.
I don't think that's still supposed to be triggering, but anyway. Right.
Hey, there's another one over there. Want to give it a try?
You're not supposed to be talking anymore. But anyway, okay, I couldn't connect it. Never mind then. Right. Well, time to go further then. Might as well collect all these things here. Right, so yeah, guys, she has no stop. I'm probably supposed to be doing something here, but since I interrupted the quest, that's not happening anymore. Kind of curious though. I was kind of expecting the voice lines to stop, but it didn't. If I had to guess, it's probably based on location, and they didn't remove, and like entering the focus mode, I guess, doesn't remove these triggers. But that's why the voice line still played. I see. I guess I'm probably supposed to miss those, I guess. I wonder what would have happened if I got hit by them, but I guess I'll just get damage or something. And what are you? Oh, there we go. Yep, you get damage if that happens. Right. I'm supposed to be going up here somewhere. Might as well collect the Statue of the Seventh while I'm here. What is this? Ring of Speed, a ring of light with special elemental power, the origin of which is unknown. When passing through it, the Tantakasaurus and the tribespeople of the Collective of Plenty will be stimulated by the energy within, causing them to enter a second sprint. Hey! Right, so I guess if I just pick one of these, let's just try, I guess. If I just do that, yep, there we go. It's a little faster. Oh, that's not what I want. Not what I wanted. Oh, Q. There we go. Right, time to collect the Statue of the Seven. That means I also uncovered a map here. There we go. And it goes far down here. That means I have pretty much everything discovered aside from here at the top. At least in terms of Statue of the Sevens. I have barely done anything else here. And I don't have enough Pyrocoluses to... Actually, can I get this one? Nope, I can't. Probably, maybe if I go up here, then I could probably. Yep, there we go. There we go. Alright. Well, we have nearly reached the marker, so I guess at this point it means it's time to begin with the actual story we're looking for.
Oh, Tumini and Paimon. Fancy that. I didn't expect to run into you two here. Oh, hey, Coach Yansan. What are you doing here all by yourself? Just so you know, Paimon didn't come here to train. Paimon's not looking to sign up for any diet plan or bodybuilding class right now.
I guess if you listen a little careful, you can definitely tell that this is a different Paimon. But I think if you're just playing the game, you don't know anything about what's been going on behind the scenes. Well, not really behind the scenes, it's been all public, but anyway. I don't think you can really tell. Interesting. In that case, I would say you probably picked a good one. Good actor, you.
Alright, got it. But seriously, what do you take me for? Some coach from hell? I'd never force a student into something they didn't want to do.
That's probably correct, I guess.
That being said, a little aerobic exercise would probably do you some good. You could take over my patrol for a while. That would count.
Rather than training, that sounds more like helping you
Yeah.
out.
All jokes aside, you're right. I'm looking for some help. The Collective of Plenty is holding a bodybuilding competition soon, and so many people have been busy squeezing in their last-minute workouts that we've run out of staff for patrols.
Oh, so you've stepped in to cover their work. But don't you have a last-minute workout to do too?
I guess some people will actually have to do something.
I'm good. For one thing, I believe peak conditioning can only be achieved through consistent training over a long time span. Cramming in a workout at the last minute does next to nothing for you. But more pertinently, well, as you can probably imagine, I'm not able to compete in any of the most popular weight classes, and there's no real competition in my own weight class.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh no! Don't look at Paimon like that. We are not the same weight class, and no way is Paimon competing against you.
I'm not sure what I like more though. New Paimon, I would say, is probably a lot more. But the old Paimon was a lot squeechy, if you know what I mean.
Traveler, let's just help with the patrol, all right? Otherwise, Ian-san's gonna make Paimon enter a bodybuilding competition.
Perfect. I managed to get you on board with just one look.
Let's go with forward, coach.
Thank you both. It should be pretty routine.
Let's see what
Just
we kind
keep
of
your
need to
eyes
do.
peeled and make sure nothing strange is going on in the area. That'll free me up to check the other section. Let's meet back at the settlement when we're both done.
Sure thing.
Alright, so basically we're just taking
We're
over
experts at strolling and
Ianson's
patrolling, don't you worry.
patrol, basically, I believe. I'm not sure what to think of new Paimon. On one hand, it probably sounds. I mean, she's still high pitched, right? Which makes perfect sense. If they went for something else, then that would have made no sense. And she has lost this kind of screeching high pitched. That old Paimon has had. Oh, hang on, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be going slightly back, I see. But yeah, I'm not. It's definitely gonna take some getting used to. But once that's done, I think. Where is the area even? Up here, it appears. I mean, I know that old Paimon was kind of the reason why a lot of people complained about the English dub of Genshin, basically. I wonder if that'll improve things for our turns into the English one. Right, let's see, we should have reached the area. There we go, quest area reached. Now, where am I actually supposed to go?
What's this? Was there always a cave here? We should...
I mean, that's the first time I've been here.
Hey, there's a hilichurl here. Is it sleeping? Doesn't look very hostile.
And there's something beneath on the
Why
side
is
of
it
it.
hiding away here? Ah! You woke it up! Huh? It ran away! Oh, yes, our reputation in Natland is more fearsome than we thought. Even hilichurls don't want to mess with us now.
Well, that's only strange. There's something on the ground. Let's see what there's down there. Some
You mean
blue
that shiny
item.
thing? Huh. Must have dropped it as it ran off.
I mean, it was already there.
Huh. Paimon bets that hilichurl thought it was a priceless treasure. It was probably planning to hide it here for safekeeping. Until we showed up.
But then why wouldn't it... If it's a priceless treasure that belongs to the villager, surely it'd, like, pick it up and run away with it.
Paimon, take a look. Hillagers aren't the brightest, so it might not be worth much, but still. What is it? You look so serious all of a sudden.
He recognizes something.
Isn't this just a regular old key? The style is unusual, though. Doesn't look Natlanese. Where do you think it's from?
The key to the hibernation chamber on the spaceship. What? What is that supposed to mean? Sure?
What do you mean? What hibernation chamber? What spaceship? Wait. You mean the spaceship? The one that brought you to Tivat?
Huh? Right, so obviously, well, not obviously, so just a recap. The travelers are not from Tabor, they came from somewhere else, right? What all we know about that was basically, there was this beginning cutscene where they were fighting this unknown god thing, and the sibling got taken away, and it just woke up on the beach. There was no context. I mean, there was no context about any kind of spaceship. Now, of course, we do know that the traveler comes from somewhere else that's not Tevat. Not from the world, and high terrace, by the way. So I guess it kind of makes sense that there is a spaceship involved, but it's a little weird for them to just drop it in here.
So, how did that key show up here? Are you sure you didn't just drop it?
Kind of gives me the vibes that they needed to come up with something, and it's just drop that in here. But anyway. Wait, no, I still have mine. I've always made sure to keep it safe and sound.
Whoa! Yeah! These look identical! So, if one of them's yours, does that mean the other one is...
There are only two of these. One belongs to me and the other to my sister.
Knew it! Huh! The keys to a spaceship! Huh.
But the question is, where is the spaceship, by the way?
You really are an actual alien! Oh, wait, no. Descender.
Yeah, so obviously, I guess we knew that the travelers have been, or like they arrived from some kind of, like from a different world than Tevat. Kind of interesting that they just drop a spaceship here, by the way.
How did it get here? The simplest explanation is that your sister lost her key somewhere not far from here. Then that Hillagirl found it and ducked into the nearest cave to hide it.
Because, ooh, shiny.
If that's true, it means your sister was here recently.
And by extension, the Abyss Order was probably here as well. Makes perfect sense because the Abyss has been... Well, it depends on how long ago this was, right? The Abyss was area in Natlan. It's bound to have been literally everywhere. You'll probably see signs of it everywhere. But I think the question, of course, is how long ago did Lumine, in this case, in my case, warp it, basically.
Yeah. Man, this is so crazy. We only agreed to help with the Ensign's patrol on a whim. And now, we've made this bombshell discovery and found a huge lead on your sister.
I guess that would confirm is that Genshin will probably just go into space at some point, though.
Should we keep following this trail while it's hot? Or do you think we should check back in with the Ensign?
That reminds me. Wasn't there a rumor at some point? I'm pretty sure it was a rumor at some point, but it didn't have much credibility because people just kind of thought it was absurd or something. But I think I do remember one rumor that Star Rail would at some point do something with Genshin. That would be kind of funny if that happens soon. But anyway,
Ah, there you are. Looks like you went the extra mile today. Thanks for being so diligent.
well, surprisingly, and somebody found something.
Oh, hey, Eon-san, what's up? Didn't think we'd see you again till we headed back to the settlement. We were actually just about to go meet up with you. We've made a huge discovery today.
Actually, how many people of Tivat know that the Traveler is not from this world?
I came here to let you know that you don't need to keep patrolling anymore. The bodybuilding competition has just been cancelled, so the usual squad will be resuming their normal duties. They'll be here to take over shortly.
Wait, canceled? Why? What happened?
Did more Abyss things show up?
The Abyss Order attacked.
Yep, okay.
Huh?
Didn't expect those suspicions to be confirmed so quickly. Sounds like Lumine is on her move again. Okay, so I was about to say, I mean, what is she doing in Natlan though? And Travel, of course, wants to talk
I've
to
heard
her
of the Abyss
again.
Order, but this is the first time I've known them to take organized action on such a large scale. It's like they're preparing to go to war against our entire nation.
I mean, they have already technically done that.
One little
And
sect
failed.
versus the entire nation of war? How are they expecting to pull that off? Based on everything we've seen from them so far, they usually prefer to act in the shadows. So, what's different about it this time? What could they be after?
No clue. All we know is that they've attacked
That's
our
also
tribe.
what I'm curious about. I was
That
about to
doesn't tell us
say, yeah,
much.
the final gnosis, but no, that's a Snizhnaya thing. That's a Fatui thing, not a Abyss thing.
Our defenses are holding strong so far, so I'm gonna head to the Stadium of the Sacred Flame and see what Mawika knows. If there's any information out there, she's the one people report to. Oh, want to come with me? I'm sure everyone will feel better knowing that the hero of Natlan is on the case. Great, then let's head over together.
Alright, we're heading back to the stadium to Mawika. The key to the hibernation chamber. On the ship that traversed the Sea of Stars, there should be only 2 keys belonging to the golden-haired traveling twins. So that's a sudden interesting development. But that's just a weapon. Okay. So suddenly Genshin goes sci-fi. Didn't really expect that to happen, but anyway. I mean, I guess it makes kind of sense, but at the same time, not really. But also, we had literally a motorbike recently, so I mean, I guess hands off on technology. No more rules on technology, I guess. But anyway, actually, let's skip around a little. Oh, that's kind of cool. I wonder if that'll always stay like this, by the way. I wonder if there's a way to calm down the volcano, maybe. Doubt it, kind of. I mean, it's a important mark of the Collective of Plenty territory, I would say. So I don't think there's a way to, like, make sure the volcano calms down. But right, anyway, time to report to Mawika and see what's up. I thought the Abyss would be done with Natlan after the whole Natlan main story. But I guess that's not the case. Or I just want to take revenge or something. thinking about it, is that the first time that a Archon gets involved in the Traveler main story? So I believe previous time it was always like the Traveler, its sibling, Dainsleif. I guess last time Skirk was also involved. Not sure.
Malika!
Oh? Ah, great timing, Eon-san. I was just about to send someone for you. And it's good to see the travelers with you.
How are things looking? What's the latest word from the messengers?
I wonder if they attacked more.
The Abyss Order has been spotted near several tribes at the same time. Clearly, this is a coordinated strike. Also, their numbers are much higher than expected. Their organization appears to have grown considerably, but because they're usually so secretive, this is the first we're learning of it.
Okay, so for some reason, the Abyss is just attacking Natlan entirely.
It sounds like they're throwing everything they have at us. What are they trying to achieve?
That's what I'd like to know as well. Historically, Natlan has not been a hotbed of Abyss Order activity, and we have no particular quarrel with them.
Could it be revenge, perhaps? Would they want to get back at us for a recent victory over the Abyss?
I mean, that's one theory I just had.
Seems unlikely. But then again, Paimon wouldn't put anything past the Abyss Order.
It's too early to say anything definite. For the time being, we should continue monitoring the situation.
How are the battles going? Not too many casualties, hopefully?
Hopefully not. I mean, Natlan already had like 2k of them.
Well, even if they're committing all their forces to the fight, they're in for a tough time. Our brave warriors have just emerged
that makes me
victorious from an all-out fight against the Abyss
why
itself.
is the Abyss Order attacking again so soon? I don't know how much time passed in like the Teyvat's situation, or like
Yep.
in
We
the
have a whole
Teyvat
nation's
universe.
worth of seasoned veterans fighting for us.
Compared to the true Abyss, the Abyss Order poses a far smaller threat. They cannot endlessly replenish their forces for starters.
Oh, I see. Right. So, what we fought against in another main story is the Abyss, and the Abyss Order is just one organization, and now they're attacking for some
However,
reason.
this is still a war, so we must give it our all and do our utmost to minimize casualties. The tribes are organizing their defenses as we speak. Traveler, this is one war that Natlan can handle on its own. If you wish to stay out of it, you'll be safe here at the stadium with me.
Don't tell the Traveler that, because he'll always just run down mid, basically. And that, of course.
Oh? In what way?
Well, the sibling is involved. That'll make things certainly awkward.
Yep, that's how it is.
I see. My goodness, that is very personal indeed.
Yep.
If you
That's
don't mind me
a
asking, do you have any idea what her goal could be?
yeah, we don't have an idea right now. I mean, obviously the Abyss Order, I believe, wants to bring Abyss back on top. But we have to know what they're exactly gonna do in
Safe to say,
Natlan.
they're not exactly on the best terms at the moment. Ever since
Nope.
Paimon met the Traveler, he's been trying to track his sister down and get some answers. But she's been avoiding him.
Apart from one time back in last year,
I
for some
see.
reason.
So you two have fallen out. Huh. A pretty common occurrence between siblings.
And especially if it's been like, what, 500 years?
Well, yeah, that may be. But the stakes are a little higher where these two are involved.
But now I'm getting really curious about what we'll see in
They
this.
certainly are. Although
chapter.
somehow it doesn't surprise me that a spat between the Traveler and Twin could affect the fate of the entire world. Just so I'm clear, You're still on Natlan's side, and you have no idea what your sibling is after. Is that right?
Absolutely. I might even hate the Abyss Order more than you do, because they took away your sibling.
Well, that's a relief. When you first mentioned your sibling, I was worried we were about to be thrust into an impossible position. Our reports say that the Abyss Order has focused most of their efforts against the Masters of the Nightwind.
But why?
If you don't plan on staying here with me, I'd recommend going there to lend them a hand.
Right,
I'll
so
join you.
basically...
Right now, the Collective of Plenty isn't facing a serious threat, so we should support the other
Yeah, I
tribes.
see. So, recap. For some reason, Abyss Order is attacking everyone in Natlan.
Many thanks, you
We
two.
don't know yet why.
Anything you need, send word to me right away.
Lumine is now keyless. Or something.
And don't worry, you're still Natlan's hero. I'm not gonna blame you for something your sibling has done. Still, if we manage to find your sister, you wouldn't mind if I gave her a good punch to teach her a lesson, would you?
Nope. Sure, go ahead. Eva would probably do that as well at this point. So, right. So we're now heading to the Masters of the Nightwind to provide support. That's what the story's, the quest says. I think they were somewhere in the south, right? Nope, never mind. Never mind. Need to walk there. But, right. So. That's gonna be really curious. So, basically... the game is kind of turning sci-fi, I guess. Which,
Oh, check
thinking
it out!
about
The
it,
graffiti on the wall is glowing!
which one?
Masters of the Nightwind. And by the looks of it, Masters of Nightlife, too.
Should I just, like, do this for a second? Which I guess, I mean, that's one way to extend the Genshin life. The life of the game. What was that? Yeah, see, that one is indeed kind of glowing.
Got here, and now I can't even find the recipient. Where
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to say actually, because that opens possibilities quite far.
as long as it turns out well.
If we account for the fact that apparently we're just involving spaceships at this point. I guess that's what the game is now suddenly doing. And again, I guess it kind of... I mean, with the Roll Skies fake thing, and in the Natlan main story, we did see this broken apart moon, I think. Or just moon? I think it was broken apart, right? I think so. Where am I even supposed to go? Here somewhere. Got it. Yeah, I see I'm supposed to be up there, I think. Yeah, it makes sense. Right. So... that opened up the possibilities of Natlan just completely, and I'm not even sure where this game will go now at this point. But I guess it was already kind of feeding into the thing with the broken apart moon and being broken apart, and I don't think I'm supposed to be here. Nope. Read. Okay, never mind then. I'm just trying to, like, get up here. There must have been a better route. There must have been. But anyway, that's one way to go up here. Yep, here we go. Gameplay tutorial. We have colorful slimes? No, not really. Monitou are with extremely unusual shapes and colors. They come in red, yellow, and blue hues. Throw them onto painted stones and special graffiti to change the color of the latter. If you pick up 2 hued Monitou with different colors at the same time, it seems they will mix and produce new colors. Okay, so... back to red. Probably gives me orange, I guess. What am I supposed to be doing here? What's the turn? Cut off. Okay. You can't do it multiple times. I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to be doing here, though. To be honest. Unless it's telling me to do up in something blue here. Oh, hang on. I see, right. So, is that supposed to mean... yeah, no, I have no idea. So you can only pick up 2. Oh, hang on. Isn't there no lighting up? I see. So, does it mean... oh, this one is shining slightly red. Or is that because I painted it red earlier? Well, there's probably something I need to do here for that puzzle, but anyway, let's not spend too much time here. I'm just gonna pick up the teleporter and then go where I'm supposed to be going. Right. But yeah, I'm kind of curious what'll happen now later on. But let's see. What just happened? Okay, yeah, that was strange. But let's see, we'll meet Olive. It's a lolly.
Huh. I wasn't expecting to see you here. Are you here to reinforce
Yep,
us?
definitely.
How are things looking? Mawika told us to come here.
Oh, the situation must be pretty dire if it's managed to get Seat Lolly out of the house.
Dire? No, I wouldn't go that far. It's mostly just irritating. I heard we're being hit the hardest out of all the tribes. What are they trying to imply? They just think we're pushovers or something?
I mean, I would like to know why they aren't doing it in the
more
first
I thought
place.
about it, the angrier I got. I couldn't exactly concentrate on my novel after that, so... well, here I am.
So, that's how they earned the ire of Granny Eatsley, huh?
They call themselves the Abyss Order, yes? Ugh, so tasteless. It's exactly the kind of two-dimensional name a clueless writer picks because they don't trust the rest of their writing to persuade the reader of who the real villains are.
I wonder if that's the Genshin story writers just kind of flaming each other.
Hey! She's saying your sister has poor taste.
I'm just glad I'm not the only one who thinks that, or if I were her, I would have changed that name long ago. Sure.
Wait, what? Are you saying his sister is a member of the Abyss Order?
Yep, and he's been looking for it for her for like several years at this point.
I only said that because I was mad, but maybe I went too far.
Hey, let's save the chat for later. We've got some enemies incoming.
Good. A much-needed chance to vent my frustration. And not a moment too soon. Things were getting awkward
We're
there.
gonna have one of them
Luckily,
join us
I'll
as the
never
fifth
have to
member.
find out just how badly the rest of that conversation
Let's
was
see.
gonna go.
You didn't have to say that last part out loud, Seat Lolly. Anyway, let's get 'em!
Thumbnail moment. Maybe. Let's see. We do indeed get some
Show no
lolly.
mercy.
And actually, let's do that because fire and ice probably does mix well. And that's the first wave done.
Fulfill our pact.
Oh, apparently I can't trigger that because it's not ready yet. That ultimate was up surprisingly quick
better.
again.
That's more like it.
Ooh, impressive work, Granny Dainsleif. If I'd known you were on the case already,
But yeah,
I
let's
might have
see.
reconsidered whether your tribe really needed reinforcements.
1 second. Just gotta take care of something. There we go.
If anyone should be reconsidering, it's the Abyss Order. They picked the wrong target this time.
But Lolly's just gonna take care of them by herself.
Experience says that if we head in the direction they were attacking from, we should find their stronghold. Why don't we press our advantage and destroy their base? They won't know what hit them.
I mean, I guess because they've been attacking the Masters of the Night
was
Wind
there a battle here just now?
primarily,
Need any help?
maybe they're around here, like maybe their base is around here somewhere.
The warriors from the Masters of the Nightwind are here!
Could be.
The battle against the Abyss is still fresh on our minds, so everyone's used to working together.
Which is good
Well,
because we didn't
morale's
want
high and everyone's here.
something to
Let's
happen
go take down
like that again.
stronghold.
Show no mercy.
Okay, now I'm probably. Oh, hang on. We have a.
Nice and spicy!
Oh, I still have the fire trailer. That'll explain what I was trying to do. Why it didn't work.
This man will be frozen in time.
Because my brain was trying to use the Animo trailer. But I don't have them right now, so that makes things interesting.
Get to work.
Forward! Crush them!
You two.
That makes things curious though. Why do we have a limited... Oh, I see that. Those are not... Let's see, can I look at the map? Nope, I can't. Right, Dark Knight candlesticks created by believers in the Abyss and Chaos. They constantly absorb nearby characters' elemental energy and convert it into void wards. Destroy these wards as quickly as possible to retrieve the converted elemental energy. It's gonna try and prevent us from...
What is that thing? It's like it's draining the strength right from my body. Find a way to destroy it.
So it's basically kind of... Yep, there we go. It's basically kind of getting rid of the ultimate power. But there we go, we have removed the shield already. I'm used to the Animo Traveler.
Show no mercy.
Nearly there. There we go.
Resistance is faltering. Now's our chance.
Now we're just gonna be able to defeat the rest of them. We probably have one more way to go. One more wave. Based on the map. I'm already seeing the end again.
Get to work.
You're toast!
Don't get frostbite.
Laline, eat Papa. Get him.
Okay, there we go. Oh, I just noticed this guy. Need to make sure I get rid of him as well, because that guy will be very annoying. I don't think it's one of the healers, but still. Oh, hang on. Oh. There we go. Yep. Nope, not quite. There we go. Right now, the third wave back there. Also has one of these thingies.
Fulfill our pact.
I just noticed that Barber is for some reason a lot efficient, or very efficient in doing this shield thingy. Which is interesting.
Watch out. You must be the boss here. Time to show you what happens when you mess with the Masters of the Nightwind.
And the specialist at Lolly. That wasn't the good what I was trying to trigger.
You two! Time to
But there we go.
get to work!
Nearly down.
Watch out!
Oh, frozen somewhere. That'll play my cards, but I think... Oh, never mind. It's not frozen. It has the water shoot again.
Let the show be.
Which is a little bit annoying.
Out of the frying pan, it's cooking.
But maybe I can break around that kind of easily. And also, I need to take care of this guy. Somehow. There we go.
Don't get frostbite.
Booba, get them.
Can you stay here, player, perhaps? Much appreciated, thank you.
Freeze.
And the Lady Ultimate kind of finishes us off.
The
There we go.
stronghold is neutralized. Good work, everyone.
I was expecting with Stronghold to mean like the base where Lumina is, but never mind.
The Abyss Order's all bark and no bite.
So does that mean we have cleaned up
To be
the ones that
honest,
are
This
around?
was anticlimactic. I was hoping for a personal apology at the very least. And ideally, a whole speech.
You're talking about the
acknowledging
Abyss,
superior
you're
might
talking
of
to the Abyss
masters of
Order,
the
you're not going to
Nightwind.
get an apology from them.
Well, whatever. I'll just have to make up for it with some extra wine at the victory feast.
With the stronghold cleared, this area should be safe for the time being. But still, something tells me we can't afford to let our guard down yet.
And definitely not. We still don't know
Maybe
why
it's
they're
just
here.
me, but an enemy
They're
under
here for
siege normally
some
defends
reason.
their stronghold at all costs. The fighting gets more and more intense right till the bitter end. But this time was different. With a few exceptions, most of the enemies here gave up and fled the moment that... well, I don't know, but it seemed like they sensed something.
Okay. I mean, maybe they have
Huh?
some kind of
Not sure I
background
follow.
communication
They
going
did a
on.
tactical retreat, that's all. It's just a different strategy.
I'm not convinced. Don't forget, they're radicals who chose to wage war on an entire nation. They don't do things in half
Or maybe they
measures.
saw that he
It seems out of
that he
character to
first
cut their
here
losses
and
run like that.
they got the command from Lumine that to like make themselves disappear. Maybe
So
that could
you're
be a
saying
thing.
there's more to this than meets the eye?
Who's walking around, by the way?
I'm saying we don't know enough to be sure of anything at this stage. So let's stay alert and keep our defenses at the ready.
Let's see. So we're now also to the Abyss's Order's objective, back to square one. If I could only get Lumine to talk to me, I could get answers for all of us. I'm heading back to the Collective of Plenty. That keys are only leads so far.
Paimon had a hunch you might say that.
I mean, that's where we found the spaceship key.
You're right. If we can somehow use that key to track down your sibling, maybe we can end this war before things get serious. And maybe you can finally get some answers.
Surely Lumine would notice at some point that it's gone.
Wait, you're leaving? But I was still debating whether to invite you to the first victory feast.
Let's do it afterwards.
Go ahead, you two. See, Lolly and I will take care of things here.
Right, let's see. Back to the Collective of Plenty. Game going to drop us there already, or nope? No, wait, it did. It definitely did. Never mind. Right, let's see. Return to the cave. Maybe we'll run into them there. Who knows? Could be. Maybe it's an intelligent key that has some kind of trigger on it. Could be, you never know. I mean, if it's from a spaceship, then it could have everything. So let's see, what do we have here now?
And we're back where we started. That Hilichurl probably found the key nearby, right?
Probably.
Let's look around for clues. There's no time to waste. Iansan and Lali are waiting for us. up in that Hilichurl's hands?
I mean, obviously he has had to
Supposed
have
believe
picked it
that
up
just
from
fell out
somewhere.
of your sister's pocket as she passed by? Seems kinda
Unless
ludicrous
it's
to
an
lose something so
intentional drop,
important in such
of
a
course.
dumb way. But then again,
There's someone
who
coming.
knows? Sometimes in life, things just go missing, and that's that.
There's someone coming because Genshin wouldn't put this camera like this if someone wasn't coming. Yep, there we go.
Oh, thank goodness. Someone's here. Please help me.
Huh? Who are you? What
That
happened?
looks like an NPC though. Unless...
No, now isn't the time. Please, you've got to help me. I'm being chased by monsters and I can't keep running. Can you do something?
Sounds like... feels like the person recognized the traveler though. You've come to the right person, but where are the monsters you speak of?
Yeah, where are they? Paimon doesn't see any monsters behind you.
Huh? I'm sorry, I don't quite understand.
Thinking about it, back in Sumeru, I believe, right? We did have this role. Who was this? This was definitely in Sumeru, but I'm not sure if that was the... Yeah, it was, I believe, because the last traveler story was this one in the, like, summer thingy, where you, for some reason, we just meet up with Lumine, or like with the sibling. The Sumeru one was Skybird, which, if I remember correctly, was also a bit of we're seeing things that other people don't see, right? I think.
They're almost here. This really isn't the time to be joking around.
So maybe that's a little bit similar.
We're completely serious. We don't see any monsters.
But how? Ugh, there's no time. They're coming. We gotta run.
But I really don't see anything. Where do you intend to run to?
What's wrong with that girl? She must be seeing things.
I'm also kind of thinking about it, like, does her style fit into Netland?
Oh no! It looks like something really hit her. Maybe she was right. Quick, let's see if she's okay.
I mean, I guess it does?
What's wrong? Are you hurt? What was that?
The monsters! They're right there! You need to get out of here. It's too dangerous.
But we still don't see them. Well, until now, basically.
Huh? Oh, now you finally see them. Well, it's about time. I nearly kicked the bucket just now.
But strange, they only appeared when we actually
Thank you, Savior.
touched this person.
Savior?
Savior defeated monsters that appeared. Savior also is also the title in quotes, by the way. Are they still around? Nope, they're not.
Dodge this.
You're toast! Nice and spicy.
Right, for some reason we have someone coming to us, seeing monsters that we don't see until we touch them,
Race you!
which is
Get them!
strange to say the least. See, is it only these enemies though? Let's see. I'm kind of running out of health. That's a bit of a problem.
Nice and spicy.
And it's just those two.
You done? Paimon still can't see anything, so she can't tell.
I can see a teleporter that I haven't collected yet.
You just looked like you were slicing at thin air. Kind of funny, actually.
I don't know what's going on either, but I could see them once I held her hand. So we need to figure out what's up with her. Let's try it one more time. I want to check that I all got all the monsters. Now she sees something, I think.
It's nothing. It's okay. I can see they're all gone now. No need for you to check. I didn't think much of it when the monsters were breathing down our necks, but now that I've calmed down, holding hands with you like this, I'm just a little shy, that's all.
Didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Let's see.
Have you never shaken hands with someone before? You sure get flustered easily.
Well, anyway, I haven't had the chance to introduce myself yet. I'm
One thing
Deirdre.
I'm curious though, does she
Thanks
fit
for,
into Netherlands?
saving me just now. I'm really grateful
She kind
for
of
your help.
does. But also, I don't think I have seen someone with like these flowers in her head yet.
No worries. Paimon's Paimon, and this is the Traveler. With him around, you'll be safe from any monsters. As long as they're visible.
Because if they're not, we might just not
What
see
did you do
them
with those
and like,
monsters just
whoopsie.
now, anyway?
Your guess is as good as mine. I could see them the whole time, so when you said you couldn't, I thought you were making fun of me.
Whoa, that must have been scary. The idea that we'd stand by and laugh while some poor girl was being hunted down by monsters?
They would have made us more monstrous than the monsters, or I'd never do something so horrendous.
Uh-huh. Don't worry.
So,
We aren't like that. When we say we can't see something, it's because
why
we
was
really
Savior in
can't see
quotes
it.
though?
But more importantly, did the monsters hurt you? How bad is it?
I mean, it makes a sense to call the Travelers a Savior in this case, because without a Traveler, that person probably would have died, realistically, but why is it in quotes?
It's nothing serious. But I did sprain my ankle back there. I won't be doing any more running for a while.
Is the cave nearby? Why don't we rest there for
Good
now?
idea. We'll take you.
I mean, I would have suggested to go to
Thank
the
you so
Collective of
much.
Plenty, but
Despite getting injured, I still feel much safer with you around.
anyway, let's I guess just chill here for a second and then we'll
I'm gonna
see.
stay here until I heal up. Don't want to risk running into any more monsters.
Yeah, you already took a big enough risk coming out here all on your own. So, where are you
Yeah,
from,
let's
David?
see.
A small village, far away from here. I walked for what seemed like forever and lost my way, so... Yeah, I have no idea where I am anymore.
Okay, so far away from here could mean anything.
Maybe all these trials and tribulations are part of the journey. No one said finding the savior is gonna be easy.
Huh. That's the second time you called the Traveler a savior. What's all that about?
Oh, sorry. It just slipped out. I was caught off guard. The resemblance is so uncanny.
But there's definitely something about that word.
Anyway, let me start from the
And
beginning.
I guess we're about to find out some more things.
There was once a sage who passed through my village. People got the sense that she was truly omniscient. The sage said that doomsday was coming. But as that day approached, a savior would reveal themselves to us. The day of disaster is almost upon us, so my grandmother begged me to leave the village and find the savior before it's too late.
And I guess that's supposed to be us?
Doomsday?
I've heard people talk about the savior since I was a kid. Growing up, it really made an impression on me. The description is practically etched into my mind. So when I saw your golden hair for the first time, it was like this image that's existed in my mind's eye all these years.
I mean,
suddenly came
obviously,
to
I
life.
think that's gonna be something in
Everything
relating
matched.
to the abyss, I guess. But the fact that she hasn't said a small village, like, a long way from here. I mean, if she is from Tevat, I think you should actually, like, at least mention region, right?
Oh, so that's why you were lost for words when you first saw him.
Well, I guess you wouldn't be so lost that you couldn't even recall the nation where you're from.
Well, the travelers definitely
Unless you
got what it
didn't
takes to be a
think of
savior.
mentioning that,
And
really, but
he's
anyway.
already got a ton of titles, so he won't mind one extra.
Actually, I don't think it's him.
What?
What should being Lou
But
mean?
didn't you say that everything matched?
Everything except the gender. The savior was described as a young woman.
Yep.
Oh, for goodness sake. There are gender requirements to be a savior? Really?
Well, I'm not gonna start that discussion. Wait. I think I know what it is. There's someone out there who matches all the requirements. And I guess if you think about it, that would be the traveler's sister or sibling.
Oh, of course. If it's not you, then it's gotta be her.
But I wouldn't call her a savior, really.
Who is it? You have a sister? Well, then that's it. Oh, it's her. It has to be. Oh, thank goodness.
Well, we have no idea where she is at, and I wouldn't call her a savior personally.
Please, can you take me to see her?
Maybe, if you're lucky. It just depends if we can find her.
Huh? But isn't she your sister?
Well, they have a little bit of an history.
Sorry. Looks like Paimon steered this conversation back to the fallout between you two. It wasn't on purpose, but that's the reality, so it's hard to avoid.
Okay, fair enough. But since you're looking for her anyway, why don't we team up? We might stand a better chance if we work together.
See, have you always believed that doomsday will come, or have you always believed that a savior will come?
Yes, everyone says that the disaster is inevitable. But the savior will rescue us all from our pain and suffering. I've always dreamed of meeting the savior.
Well, I guess that is the
You
confirmation.
really buy this whole doomsday thing? Seems kind of far-fetched.
I would say so too, but then again, this is Genshin, and I mean, we had a prophecy that an entire city will, like, be flooded underwater. It was already racing, like, you know, whatever. She spoke with she spoke. Yes, okay. With conviction, I don't think she's lying. Maybe it's another lie spread by the Abyss Order.
See? She broke eye contact. Sure sign of a guilty conscience. Time to press her for answers. What's wrong, Deirdis? Something's clearly bothering you. You want to tell us what's going through your mind?
I mean, it looks like she's a little shy.
Oh, I just, how should I put it? The traveler looks just like the savior of my dreams.
Well, that's something.
And it's not every day that the savior of your dreams swoops in and saves the day in your moment of crisis. So I'm just a little overwhelmed, that's all. 3 seconds of unbroken eye contact is the limit. I don't think my mind
We
and
don't
body
really
can
know if
handle
she's
any more than that.
lying. I feel like in her case, I feel like the travel is a bit more right here instead of Paimon. It might be
mean,
just
limit?
shyness.
What happens after 3 seconds?
How am I supposed to respond to that?
I'm sorry. Please forget that I said anything. Let's just leave it there for now. Like I said, I'm going to hide here until I feel well enough to move again.
Well, it depends on how you see it. Either she's dodging questions to dodge them, or she's dodging these because she just realized she's kind
If
of
you manage to find the savior in the meantime, please,
liking the traveler,
please
basically.
come and let me know.
To say
Thank
the
you.
least.
Are you sure you'll be okay here on your own? Do you have enough to eat?
But yeah, why are we dropping her off here? I would have just dropped her off at the Collective of Plenty. Considering it's like right around the corner. Just drop her off here, there, and everything will be fine. They'll take care of her. So...
I'll be fine. I might not be much of a fighter,
which
but I
makes
know
me
how to stay
think there's
hidden.
actually more
And if
to
I
it
get
here.
hungry, I'm sure I'll find something around here.
And
Don't
again,
worry
the
about that.
traveler hasn't offered, hey, I can bring you to the Collective of Plenty. They're like around the corner. But still,
Alright then. Well, take care.
I feel like that would
Island
make
isn't easy.
much more sense.
What a mysterious girl. We should definitely keep an eye on her. And hey, at least she seems to like you. And it sounds like she's gonna help look for your sister when she's healed.
I feel like she might even love him, but doesn't want to say it just
Anyway,
yet.
this is probably all the progress we're gonna make for now. Let's head back to the Masters of the Night Wind and see if they need our help.
What happens if we walk up here again? Well, she's still standing around.
Don't worry, I'm fine. I just need some time to myself.
And I guess okay if you need some time for herself, but still, I mean, yeah, literally around the corner. So, and I think literally being there would make things a lot more safer than staying here, you know? But anyway, I mean, if she gets hurt, then I guess not my problem. Right, let's go back to the Masters of the Nightwind, and maybe we are getting a lot more details? Let's see. Where do we need to go? We need to meet up with Janssen again. And let's see.
Oh,
Let's
you're
get some
back.
updates from
How
them.
did it go? Find anything?
Nothing substantial, unfortunately.
Apart from our weird person.
We had the weirdest experience.
So I take it that the war's still on?
No progress yet, I'm afraid. Yes, unfortunately.
That's
Let's
okay.
go with that.
I just wasn't sure, because things seemed to be at a standstill while you were gone. The Abyss Order hasn't attacked us, and since we don't know what they're planning, we haven't made a move either.
Okay, so the Abyss Order is idling. In the meanwhile, we ran into a strange person that we don't know what's going on
In a
with.
word, it's a stalemate. The guards have been keeping watch around the clock, but for everyone else, you wouldn't even know we're at war.
Huh. Really makes you wonder what the Abyss Order's thinking.
We're certainly thinking something.
I was wondering, Traveler, if you have the time, could you go and pay a visit to the guards? They've been working a pretty demanding schedule. I was gonna go see them myself, but I'm sure they'd appreciate a visit from the greatest hero of our time.
As always, the traveler helps
Oh,
boosting morale.
You're a great hero too, Ian-san.
But since you asked, this is technically my sibling's fault, so...
Great. Thanks, you two.
Okay, let's see. Talk to the forward centuries. By the way, something I just noticed at this point, I don't even... Or rather, I think the Paimon new voice blends in so much. Because I believe she has been replaced with iPhone 7, right? Or that at least was my understanding. Which I believe we can see in the changelogs here somewhere. I think here maybe? I don't know. I don't know actually. Yeah, new main story. I guess it's fairly okay, here you go. Nope, never mind. Best's audio. Yeah, can you just on? Yeah, here, there you go. Hatching and Paimon's English VAs will be updated. This change only applies to new content version 5.7. Historical content will be gradually updated in subsequent versions. So yeah, Any new content
I wonder.
the entire story is new Paimon. And I think she really blends in perfectly. Like, I don't think you can really tell that this is a new voice actor, really. Well, you can definitely tell if you listen closely, but if you just play the game casually, you're not going to notice it, I think.
Wow, Tumaini, our hero. We've actually fought together before.
Especially as they're like working on
Probably
replacing the
don't
old voice
remember it,
lines
though.
anyway, so... Yeah, there you go. Right. Let's see. Of course I do. Yeah, sorry, I don't recall.
You do? Then it's truly an honor to serve alongside you once more.
Thank you for standing guard this whole time.
It's all good. Honestly, it's not been that much work. Haven't heard a peep from the enemy.
I mean, as long as you don't hear anything and you're just standing guard, it's gonna be relatively chill. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
Nothing that would indicate an impending attack. I've spotted a bunch of Abyss Order operatives, but they weren't acting hostile, just hanging around.
Well, maybe that's the exact
There were
problem
even
now.
moments when they seemed to be meditating. At least, that's what it looked like to me. Maybe it's part of their religion or something.
Because, I mean, if the enemy is gathering around somewhere, I think that would still make me a little, suspicious.
Out of an abundance of caution, I asked some shamans from the tribe to take a look and see if there was anything nefarious at work. But they didn't sense anything untoward, so we just put it down to religious ceremony and left them to it.
Interesting. Oh well. The more time they spend meditating, the less time they spend trying to beat us to a pulp.
It seems suspicious, though. Could this be related to the true objective? I mean, I just said it earlier. It's definitely suspicious.
The shamans didn't raise any concerns, so how bad could it be? As far as I'm concerned, so long as they don't pose an active threat, they can do all the cult worship activities they want. Besides, as soon as everything's in place and we're ready for an all-out offensive, there'll be no match for us.
Okay, that's fair, I guess. This was what I was thinking about. I mean, Natlan could, in theory, just attack them, but I guess if they're just waiting for an all-out offensive, like Citra says, I guess it does make more sense because that means it's gonna be a lot easier for us to take care of them, basically.
Sounds like morale is pretty high.
So yeah,
Guess
probably
there's
a good
striking
idea,
confidence in numbers.
as long as we don't
Let's get
really
going,
know
traveler.
what's going on. Right, but let's continue.
I'm sure
Where am I? Where's the next one? Here we go, Cantalo? Cantalo?
Huh? Is that Tumaini? What brings you here? Is this like a meet
I
and
think it
greet?
might have been one of those guys that was standing in the arena.
I wasn't. I'm so nervous.
Or at least I think there was a similar guy waiting for photographs, I think.
Hey, come on! You'd march to war without so much as blinking. What's so scary about a chat with a traveler, huh?
A bunch of things,
It's
if
the
you're not
same
used
thing
to
at
it.
all. There are plenty of chances to go to war, but a one-on-one chat with our great hero, that could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. How can I not be nervous? What if I say something wrong? Or if my posture's bad? Or if I accidentally make a weird expression with my face? One bad impression can stick for life.
To be fair, if it's like the one time where you meet someone like, in this case, a traveler. Yeah, if you do anything bad or if you're too shy, I guess this will haunt you basically. If you're
No one's
meeting
here to
like,
judge
I
you
don't
on
know,
your posture or your
your
facial
favorite
expressions.
personality,
Relax.
whatever you're into.
All right then. I'm sorry, great hero, but I have a small favor to ask.
Sure.
What Paimon guess? An autograph, right? That's easy.
May I challenge you to a fight?
Sure, but you're probably gonna lose, but sure, why
What?
not?
How can you be so audacious and so sheepish at the same time? Huh. Paimon's starting to think your nervousness is all just an act.
To be fair, you can probably expect that it'll just get like
No, of course not.
shut down in within
I
like a
just
minute or
figure that if I don't
something.
ask now, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. But I am still on patrol, so please, Great Paimon, if you wouldn't mind taking over for me for just a few minutes.
Ugh, again with the sheepish audacity. Just pick one or the other, will you?
I mean, I do think it's a fair request, so surely nothing can go wrong while we do this. Hopefully. I mean, we're in the middle of their town, so if anything happens, surely it won't go wrong here. Or like, it's not gonna be our problem.
Obviously, I never expected to win, but until now, I didn't appreciate just how great the gulf was between us. I'll be bragging about the day I got to spar with Tumaini for the rest of my life. Today's really my lucky day.
Ugh, Paimon can't keep up with you. Your tone has changed all over again. Now you've had a spar with the Traveler. What gives?
I mean, I guess it's what every fighter really is looking for. I mean, if you're battling with or against, like, someone really popular.
Well, some people connect through conversation, but we warriors bond by sparring. And now that I've had a bout with the hero, we're no longer strangers. Nothing to be nervous about anymore.
Yeah, see, I guess, I mean, he kind of now has basically the story of, well, I fought against a traveler at some point, or Tumaini in this case. He lost, but, you know, it's still a great story to tell.
Okay.
I would say so, at least.
To each their own. But Paimon's still gonna stick to conversation.
Have you noticed anything out of the
Not at all.
ordinary?
We haven't spotted any new enemy movements.
As Paimon expected, nothing here either. Let's do another lap and get back to Ian-san.
So, all the,
You're back.
all the barriers
So,
within
did the
this
guards
town
find
haven't
anything?
really seen anything. Which, I mean, I feel like makes sense. Because why would they, if you think about it?
Nothing much, no. Someone mentioned that the Abyss Order has been doing some kind of meditation or prayer, but apparently it seemed harmless. Paimon wants to lodge a complaint about one of the guards, though. His name's Kentalo.
Because apparently he can't really decide if he's shy or if he wants to be... ignore Paimon, he wasn't a problem.
Traveler? You're back already? No one thought to wake me up, huh?
No, not really.
In fairness, you look pretty hungover. Can't imagine anyone wanting to wake you up in that state.
Although, yeah, I guess that's a fair point, because... Remember how she was mentioning this victory feast? I guess she's been, looking a little too deep into,
I'll have you know
Beer
I'm
can.
perfectly sober when I'm hungover. Okay. I'll admit that sounds strange at face value, but regardless, what I meant to say is, I heard something about the Abyss Order engaging in meditation.
Yep, they're certainly doing that.
Yeah, that's right. Does that mean anything to you, Lolly?
I sensed something strange in my dream. It was vague, but it seemed as if some noise had found its way into Natlan's ley lines.
Which could indicate the Abyss Order is doing something.
Oh, what does that mean?
Which, I mean, I guess if they can influence the ley lines again, then
Hard to say.
there you go.
I don't think it had any tangible effect on the Night Kingdom or on our ley lines, but still. It's like a signal that exists on a different dimension of reality. It might not interfere with ours or pose any detectable risk, but I just get the sense that something strange is going on.
Like a spaceship or something.
Oh. So even someone as familiar with the ley lines as you can't tell what's going on. No wonder the shamans that Satura called to the front lines couldn't sense anything.
Ian-san, I think we should go talk to the chiefs. There's no point dragging this out. We need to take the initiative and drive the Abyss Order out of Natland for good.
Okay,
If that's the Council of
so
Grand
before
Dainsleif,
anything,
I'm sure the chiefs will agree. But it will still take us some time to gather the required force.
is she just saying the chiefs of the Masters of the Nightwind? Probably not, right?
In war, adequate planning and preparation
Probably
is the
all
key
of the
to
other
victory.
chiefs, like from all the other tribes as well.
Sure, but the finer details aren't my concern. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. Just remember to come find me when you're ready to talk to the chiefs.
Actually, since you're here, said Lolly, I might as well ask one
Oh?
more question.
Sure, what is it?
Have you ever heard of monsters that are only visible to certain people?
Do you mean only select individuals can see them? Now that's a strange one. I guess they could be manifestations of a disturbed psyche? Or
And we
extreme
still don't know
negativity
where
embodied
that
in
person
physical
is
form?
from, which I feel like is more relevant, right?
It could also be a simple case of dead monsters whose souls got stuck here somehow. Well, I say simple. Things quickly get confusing when you start looking into monster souls. For starters, trying to figure out which classification system to use is a real pain in the...
Alright, we get it. Granny Eatsley's learning and wisdom knows no bounds. But
Paimon
just get
cutting
the
off
short
someone
answer?
for a second there?
Hey, I was just thinking out loud. You really think I was just trying to flaunt my
Usually
knowledge?
Paimon is the one that just keeps talking and doesn't know when to stop, but this time it's Lali. Or rather,
Anyway,
Paimon
the
actually
short
stops someone
answer
from doing
is-
it.
There are many potential explanations for the kind of phenomenon you describe. That said, it's not something I've ever encountered in all my years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, if Granny Eatsley's never seen it, it might as well not exist, right?
Hey, I'm not that old!
See, I agree, it's hard to say what it was for sure.
Care to elaborate on what happened? This all sounds rather mysterious.
I mean, TLDR, monsters that not everyone sees unless you touch someone. And that's basically the TLDR of what's been
Really?
happening.
You had to hold her hand to see the monsters? That sounds a little contrived.
Huh? That's the part that bothers you?
Maybe the point is more that it requires direct physical contact, whether that be hand-holding or otherwise. But that's neither here nor there. What bothers me is, it sounds like she's convinced that your sibling, the leader of the Abyss Order, is a savior.
And still, savior in quotes. Which, we don't know what that's supposed to mean. We don't know where she's even from, right? Didn't, like, you would think that there's like something like that she would mention. Oh yeah, I'm from this region, but she
That
didn't.
really makes me question whose side this girl is on, and whether what she told you about her background is actually the truth. Sorry if that comes across as paranoid. It's just hard not to be suspicious of everything when we're in the middle of a war.
Actually, Paimon feels like you make a fair point.
I mean, I would say she's mega sus
Whoever this girl
for the
is,
time being.
she sounds like bad news.
Okay, well, you're clearly just jumping to conclusions.
Do you think she's a spy? Do you think she's some kind of... Why would she... Okay, that's a little strange. But I think I would go with
It's
spy,
hard
I
to know what
guess.
to make of it. A young lady all by herself.
I wouldn't
lost
call
in
a
the middle of
person a
nowhere,
weapon.
Sees monsters that no one else can. Calls the leader of the Abyss Order her savior. At the very least, we should remain vigilant. Keep a close watch on her.
Sounds sensible. On that note, we probably shouldn't have left her by herself in that cave.
Yeah, she should have brought her to the, collective of Blandy, because it's literally right around the corner. Why would you drop her off in that random cave? That makes, in my opinion at least, not much sense.
Traveler, we still need some time to muster our forces. Maybe you could check on her if you're not busy. Just be careful.
We're probably gonna see that she's gone. It might as well. She seems to trust me after all. Happy to, although I doubt she means us any harm.
It's settled then. Let's go check on her.
I'm gonna bet that she's just gonna have disappeared, really.
Go, Barbara, go!
But yeah, like, I mean, it's literally right there. Like, okay, to be fair, there's a cliff right there, but still. Anyway, let's see. Well, yeah, in my opinion, that person is strange. We don't really know what's up with her. We're yet to know more about her as well. The only clue we have is that she's kind of shy, guarding the traveler. But let's see.
Here we are. Meredith will still be here, right?
I doubt it.
Oh, it's so quiet though. Uh-oh. What if Yansan was right? Maybe she never intended to stay here at all.
Let's stay quiet and move in carefully.
Traveler, watch out!
Bonk. Nah, I think that might have been a case of she's hearing footsteps and doesn't know who that is.
Oh, sorry. I didn't
Yep,
know it was
there you go.
I heard a noise and I thought it was the monsters coming to get me. Did I hurt you? Oh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking straight.
No, I think that actually makes kind of sense, right? Considering she was attacked by monsters earlier, it makes sense that she would, like, if she's hearing footsteps, probably pick up the villager rap that was still around there and just probably hit it. Hit whatever's trying to get in here. If I thought it would hurt, I would have tried to dodge, and somehow it still hurt less than I expected. Well, that's a yikes right there.
Phew. That was
A
scary.
yikesy here.
I thought we'd walked into a trap. Maybe we shouldn't have sneaked in without announcing it. Then you would have known we weren't monsters.
To be honest, I've been really on edge since you left. I just have this constant feeling that any second, the monsters are gonna come back and get me.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have let her sit in a cave like
And
this.
it's not like I can run from them. There's also no way to cook here. It's good you got back when you did. Another hour and a half and you probably would have found me starved to death.
Yeah, I guess maybe walk down that
Huh.
cliff thing.
Weirdly precise. Though, it does explain why your attack on the Traveler was so weak. Wait. If you really thought you were gonna starve or get killed by monsters, why'd you promise that you'd be okay here on your own?
I just didn't want to lose face in front of my hero. He already saved my life once. That's more than enough. I just don't want to come across as a constant burden.
Yeah, okay, I guess that gives us a clue that this person kind of is into the Traveler, you know?
Huh. For someone on the brink of starvation, you're pretty preoccupied with your image. What's the real reason?
What? That is the real reason. I'm kind of bearing my soul here, you know?
Paimon is still very suspicious of Berev. Yeah, I guess that's how her name is pronounced. Could you really just be an injured civilian?
Anyway, so, could you
I mean,
give
I
me
guess
some food now?
if she is a Abyss Order spy, then I guess it would probably be good that you didn't, or that we didn't bring her into the town of the Collective of Plenty, I guess. But if she is an injured civilian, then the opposite doesn't make sense to just keep her here. You're unbelievable. Sure, I know just a recipe. Only takes an hour and a half.
Paimon's getting hungry now, too. Go on, then. You can join us for dinner.
Do we have a fire here, though? I don't know.
Whew. I am so full. Thanks for saving me, again. Starvation feels like a distant memory now.
No trouble at all. That's 2 favors you owe me now. Hobby and gaming count. Let's not remind her about that.
Pack it away, Deirdre. Guess that explains how you had the energy to make it this far.
I tried so hard to hold back, but it looks like I still came across like a total glutton.
Paimon didn't even realize how late it is. Hey.
Paimon, as usual, making things a little bit awkward.
Pretty.
Yeah, and it's all thanks to you both that I'm able to relax and enjoy it. I was cooped up in that cave the whole time you were gone. Now, I'm finally out. The air seems fresher.
Still, we
and the
still don't know
stars
what's up with her.
more beautiful than ever before.
You weren't in there that long.
But she thought she was gonna starve to death, and this time probably passed unbearably slowly. Both.
When I was young, I used to lie on the roof of my house, gazing up at the stars. And often, my mind would drift to this question. Is this starry sky actually real?
Oh boy. Wait, why would she think that? Does she know about the false sky?
But my grandma would tell me, the answer to that question doesn't really matter. Think of all the people in our village who spend their entire lives here, she'd say. To them, that little village is their whole world. And so, if it's our destiny to live beneath this sky all our lives, then whatever may or may not lie beyond, this is
Yeah,
our world.
I'm getting the vibe that there's
that
more
sky
to
is
the
real to us.
Reef than you might see at a first glance.
Paimon kinda gets you, but also not really. Is it kind of like how journeying with the traveler is everything to Paimon right now?
Seems kind of right, but also not really.
I really treasured my world for a really long time. The village was my everything. The houses, the scenery, stories I always loved to hear about the Savior. But I could never bring myself to agree with Grandma. Even if the village was my entire
No
world,
quotes on
I
Savior
still
this
had
time
to know
around,
what
by
lay
the way.
outside its borders.
Yeah! Go you!
So, I
So-
finally ventured out and set off on my journey to find the Savior.
I guess that gives us the context on why the RAF might be here. We still don't really know where she's
I'm going to
from.
make my world bigger, one step at a time. And I'm not going to stop until I've seen what's beyond the stars. Maybe then, I'll finally get an answer to the question I had as a child. Who knows? Maybe one day, I'll be sitting and chatting just like we are now, but with someone from another world.
Now, one thing I kind of feel like there's a complete chance that there's nothing wrong. And we're just going in here with the context that, okay, this is the travel story. It's Abyss related. That's why there's so many suspicions here. And you know, the false sky thing and like the another word thing. But at the same time, if you think about it, if you go into this with no context whatsoever, there's legit nothing wrong with what she's saying. Like, yeah, sure, I would like to see someone from another world. we're a bit suspicious because we know that there's more to this sentence.
Yeah, one day. Oh, if only we could tell her. But it's probably best not to open that can of worms right now.
Why would you even say it like this? You're literally next to her.
I need to find the savior and protect my world. Then, I can make sure it continues to grow. That's the most worthwhile thing I could think of doing. So I've been giving it everything I've got.
You know what? That's pretty cool. Paimon kinda wants to root for you now.
Sorry. I got a little carried away. I always get chatty after a hearty meal. Just like my grandma.
The more we chat, the more convinced I am that she's not a bad person. It doesn't sound she's been brainwashed by the Abyss Order. Maybe we can afford
Hold
to
on.
trust it.
Shh. It's them. The monsters are back.
Where? Oh, still invisible, huh?
Well, suddenly a nice environment gone. I guess we gotta try the trick again.
Can you see them now?
We can certainly hear something. Okay, we can't see them now. Yeah, stay back. I'll handle them. She's back in the cave. The only time it makes sense. How did you switch?
I can't see anything. But please, be careful.
I mean, isn't the travel supposed to be changing elements only when, you know, you touch a statue of the Seven? Although to be fair, I'm not quite sure. Now that I think again about it, I think technically you can switch at any time. It's just that the game handles things like this. I think. If I recall, I'm not quite sure. But it's a little weird. Not gonna lie. Right.
Go, bug. Eat this.
Protect Dainsleif makes sense. We just need to get rid of these monsters and then we'll write back on the story. There you go, one guy down and second one soon to follow. And that's it. Nope, there's a big guy. Can I just maybe like throw him down the cliff? I don't think so, unfortunately. Maybe I can? I don't think the game lets me do it. Yeah, close enough, I guess. That's gonna be a little awkward if the game just kind of like, it's like, yep, you've been too far away, because that does happen. I just need to make sure to keep the aggro going. Otherwise I'll just like think I have run away.
Nice and spicy.
But still, I'm not sure what's up with her. Where's the enemy? There you go. There's the enemy. Just on one hand, I would say that, I mean, everything's fine. He hasn't really done anything suspicious if you have zero contacts. For the trouble at this point, of course, the sentence is like, oh, I wish to look what's behind the sky. I wish to meet someone from another world. Those raise bad flags. For the traveler, but not for anyone else. Which makes things, in my opinion, curious.
Cool it. This smoke will be frozen.
That would be really awkward if the monster ends up resetting itself in just a second. I hope not. Can you stay here, please? Thank you very much. Right, we're nearly there. There we go. Only we need to go back up, which I guess the story doesn't immediately start because we've been kind of far away. Here you go. Oh! Yeah, because there's one guy left.
Dodge this.
But surely that'll be the last remaining wave? Or at least I would think it is.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Oh, so sorry. Dodge this.
Right, ultimate time. Doesn't really do much, unfortunately. Actually, thinking about it, I have no idea if the traveler's even like great at all.
Dodge this.
I hope it is.
Cool it.
But there we go, nearly down, and I think that'll probably be the last character, last enemy.
Dodge this.
Because 3 waves is usually a good number.
Don't get frostbite. Free.
There we go. It is indeed the last one.
Wow, that was fast. Did you get all of them?
I would say it was quite slow, but anyway.
Paimon's slowly but surely getting used to the sight of you fighting thin air. You doing all right, Deirdith? Deirdith? Hey, it's okay. There's nothing to be scared of anymore.
Oh, I'm fine. I just spaced out there for a moment.
You spaced out? That's a pretty bold move under the circumstances.
It's also pretty bold too. Anyway.
I was just... the image of the traveler fighting to
I
protect
mean, if it
me.
wasn't obvious
I
yet,
was trying to
I would
commit it to
say
memory.
Dainsleif is
like the
definitely
least I can do.
very into the traveler. Have we had a character in Genshin like
Alright.
this?
Whatever floats your boat.
Anyway, there are no more monsters in the area, and it's getting late. Why don't you stay here tonight?
Sounds reasonable to Paimon. What do you think, Traveler?
Yeah, I'm personally satisfied that Dainsleif isn't a threat, but I can't hurt to monitor her for another night.
Alright. Deirdith will be... Huh? Deirdith? Why are you going in alone?
As you stare at the hibernate... Soon a vivid dream fills your mind. Something about the hibernation chamber key. Which I guess means sleeping area or something? In the Night Kingdom. Well, guess who's there? Hang on a second. Now that I think about it. What kind of flowers did the character have again? Well, that's certainly one dream. It kind of feels like Ether in this case is connecting with the again.
A fitting name indeed. A blood-red sky. wild beasts that slaughter all in sight. Endless pain, a terrible curse that cannot be reversed. And the birth of a savior.
I wonder if it's... like... I would like to have another pick at the thing we just had. It gave me a little bit Canaria vibes if I think about it. Hang on a second. I mean, it had like a rune thingy at the back and so on. It's giving me a little bit Canaria vibes for some reason. I'm not sure why. Or if Canaria is even the correct thing.
You're awake. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to,
Was she holding my hand? Probably.
You just look quite distressed, like you were having a nightmare. I thought if I took your hand into mine, you might find it soothing. At least, that's what my family always did when I had nightmares. But it didn't seem to work on you. In fact, I think I made it even worse. So
I wouldn't
sorry.
say that.
Oh, is that right? Huh. You better not be trying to pull a fast one on the Traveler.
What? Don't be so... I have more self-control than that.
Self-control? What does that have to do with it?
No comment. And a traveler doesn't remember the dream. Memory's gone. I can't force myself to remember it. I'm gonna go back to sleep. We can catch up tomorrow morning.
Ugh. No way is Paimon getting back to sleep after this. You go
I
ahead.
mean, maybe
But
we
for the
can
rest
get
of the
back
night,
into the dream and
Paimon
see
is
what's
staying up
going
to keep an eye
gonna
on
come
this young
or
lady.
happening.
Oh, do I really seem that shady to you?
Paimon still doesn't trust her. Which I guess is fair.
Well, Deirdre, there should be enough food for 3 days. Make sure you eat the perishable stuff first, so nothing goes to waste. You can't tell which stuff is perishable, right?
Yeah, I can tell from the ingredients. Thank you so much for making all this for me.
Thinking about it, I don't want to know, luckily for us, I guess the game doesn't really account for perishables, so you can keep 1,000 apples in your pocket for 5 years.
3 days will definitely be enough time for my ankle to heal. Then I'll continue on my journey to find the savior.
So, I guess luckily our backpack isn't rotten. So here's the thing. I'm noticing the flowers, right? They are giving me a bit of a Lumine vibe, if you think about it. You know? I mean, I guess there isn't much to be had apart from they're just white. But, I mean, they do look fairly similar, I guess. But I guess only if you're accounting for, well, they're white and they have like 5 thingies in the middle thing. I guess there's much similarity, but still, I think it's a little... I don't know. I guess we'll find out as the story
Alright,
continues.
then we'll be off. Bye for now, Deirdre.
Lumine has more purple, I think, but it looked very similar. Well, actually not white, I guess. I mean, if I look at the replay, right? If I can do that. I hope nothing will break if I do that. So, I mean, we can, or rather, you can say that they are The rough color of them is similar-ish. Okay, it doesn't work. But it's what they're I guess it's just, well, they are white, I guess. Lumine has a blue petal as well, but that's about it. Not much to tell off right now, I think.
But if this is goodbye, how am I supposed to find you again? Oh,
But they are giving me a
what
little
if
bit
I
of
find
what.
your sibling? How am I supposed to let you know?
That's a good question, actually.
That's a good point. We share the same goal, but we're constantly on the road, so we've got no fixed address. How about this? When the time comes, you can just write a letter to Mawika. She'll be able to find us for sure.
But who is Mawika?
Mawika? Who's Mawika?
I was expecting that sentence. Hold on. I think I see something over there.
It's the Abyss Order! They're here!
I guess they're looking to attack?
It doesn't look like they're marching to war. More like they're... running away?
Where? What are you talking about?
Oh?
A bunch of Abyss Order thugs! You don't see them?
So she doesn't see the Abyss Order. Wait a
That's
second.
strange. I guess it's my turn to not be able to see the monsters.
I bet the tried and tested method will allow you to see them.
You're right. I see them now. You weren't joking after all. So this is what it's like.
What a weird situation. What is making these monsters invisible?
So,
Is it Bearded? Or the
A,
monsters themselves? Or
why
is it
are other
us?
people not seeing monsters? Like, why are certain people not seeing certain monsters? B, what's Dainsleif doing here? And C, what is the Abyss Order running away from?
Well, might as well mow these ones down, just so they can't pose a threat to the tribes.
I guess we don't even get to fight.
All done. Their morale seems super low. Guess they really were on the run, huh?
So there's no more of them, right? I still can't wrap my mind around this. Why couldn't I see them until you took my hand?
Believe me, I'm as baffled as you are. Mom said it's my turn to not see enemies. The blood fangs. Turns out there are monsters which I can see, but Dainsleif can't.
So, any ideas on why those monsters might have been running away? Maybe something went down on the front line.
So, I guess we don't really know what's going on with Dainsleif. Yet we don't really know where she's from. She doesn't know Marika, which we just appear to be ignoring for now because I guess Paimon has forgotten about it or something. So she doesn't know Marika, which means she's not from Natlan. Which either I mean, if we stay at a thing of, well, she's from Tevat,
We gotta go.
then she came from another nation, of course.
See ya, and please take care.
But I can't really tell where she would belong apart from, I don't know, Fontaine or something? So you would think that their clothes would match, right?
What's the hurry?
But it doesn't really. So, I don't know. Right, time to meet up with the Masters of the Nightwind. There's a teleporter here though. Gonna pick that one up. And let's teleport to the Masters of the Nightwind.
Hey, Yansan, we're back. We ran into quite a big group from the Abyss Order just now. Has something happened at the front?
I wouldn't call it a big group. I mean, it was literally just two of these mages.
The front line has collapsed.
What?
Huh? But how?
Did the Abyss Order send in advancements, or did they deploy some kind of secret weapon? The secret weapon thing would explain why the Abyss Order themselves ran away.
No, relax. Their Their front line has collapsed, not ours.
And that would also explain what happened.
Feels like you could have phrased that more clearly at the start. But this is good news, right? Why'd you still look so serious?
Did we finally launch an attack, or did we finally unleash the Pyro Archon's might on them?
No, we're still mustering troops. Nowhere near ready to go on the offensive. So at first, I was also confused about what exactly happened out there.
We haven't attacked them, but their frontline collapsed anyway.
But just now, I got the full story from a guard who was on the scene. He watched the enemy lines crumble in real time.
Did they all just run away then?
What did he see?
Which would make me a little bit anxious, because I guess that would indicate that they have achieved
One
the
person.
goal.
Just a single individual. They stormed the enemy lines and attacked with a vengeance, cutting them down like paper dolls.
Oh right, I mean, we're still missing A, the sibling, and B, Skirk. And basically, because it's a traveler story, Dainsleif is still supposed to show up as well. Or at least I would expect him to.
They wielded
So-
an unknown power and fought with a sword style that no one recognized. The guard who relayed this to me said that before he even had time to react, the enemy was decimated.
Unknown power? I mean, that's, I think that's gonna be Dainsleif. Because we don't know what power he has, so... Yeah, I think I know what happened.
I'm only recounting what I heard, and I'm sure the guard in question must be exaggerating to some extent. But still, we have to identify this person.
It's gonna be Dainsleif, it's gotta be. Because realistically, Skirk has a known element, so... I don't think it should be her.
Assuming they're a neutral party, we'll need to figure out how to engage with them.
Or it'd be
Clearly, they're
her,
a force to be
rather.
reckoned with, so we don't want to come across as too weak or too hostile. It's quite a diplomatic conundrum.
You don't need to sweat it, Eon-san. From your description, we're already pretty confident that we know this person. Honestly, with the Abyss Order acting out so publicly, it's about time you showed up.
Yeah, what else could it be? I mean, yeah, basically even the game kind of confirms it now.
Dainsleif.
It is his time to shine, his annual time.
Oh, the door opened all by itself. Taking that as a yes? Aw, the Tommy store from earlier. It's really here.
I don't think that's part of the traveler story anymore.
Then let's go introduce ourselves.
Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to be... Yeah, there we go. That's not the story I'm looking for. Which is interesting. You'd think with this focused experience mode, it would stop these triggers from happening, but it's not. That's kind of fun. Anyway. Let's see. Wait for Dainsleif. Dainsleif? They just pronounced it Dainsleif. I kept thinking he's pronounced Dainsleif, but I guess not. I guess not. Same with Mawika, which I thought was pronounced Mawika, but it's more like Mawika? Mawika, I think. Right, where is he at? Well, there you go. And he has no voice lines for the time being.
It's been a while, Dane. And
Which
yeah,
makes sense.
we heard what went down,
From
we
my
figured you'd
understanding,
shown
we
up.
were able to see quite a few of the voice actors give announcements of, hey, I'm gonna be returning, but it won't be in time for 5.7. So Dainsleif, I guess, will become a little bit awkward, but let's go through this anyway.
You caused quite a stir, you know. Oh, this is a friend of ours from Natlan. Her name's Eon-san. She insisted on coming here to thank you.
You kind of have to do the story anyway now, because otherwise it's just gonna get spoiled. So I haven't, but it's been a little bit risky, not gonna lie. Let's see.
It is my honor, Mr. Dainsleif.
As you introduced, yeah, we did
Thank you
introduce
for
his
breaking
name.
the stalemate in our war against the Abyss Order. Natlan is fortunate to share a common enemy with such a mighty warrior as yourself.
No need to thank me. I hunt Abyss Order for my own reasons,
Please
which you
don't
already
mind him,
know.
Ian-san. He always talks like that, but he's a pretty nice guy deep down.
It's quite alright. Uezo Janssen respects those of great power. It's quite clear that he meant no offense, and I am still delighted to make his acquaintance. Anyway, since you're old friends, I'll leave you to catch up for now. Take your time.
And hopefully that'll mean we'll get some more info
Sure
on what's been
You
happening.
probably have plenty of other stuff to do anyway, right? Since this war isn't exactly over. See you later, Ian-san! Hey, Dane! Would it have killed you to be a little more polite? She's our friend!
Janssen, yes, I will remember the name, but I will not invest more emotion than is necessary when dealing with citizens after 7. It is a matter of principle for me. Fine, since you helped break the stalemate, we'll let you off the hook. Fine, since Janssen wasn't offended, we'll let you off the hook. I guess let's go with that.
So stubborn! But whatever.
But yeah, I'm not gonna be very
anyway,
curious on what he
Dane,
what he has
Do you
to
have
say.
any new info about
Because
the
I
Abyss
would
Order for us?
expect that he's been
Any
already
idea what they're
on,
trying to achieve with
or
this
he's been
war, for
already
example?
keeping track of the Abyss Order for quite a while. Probably even before we realized that they're here again. So let's see if we got some info out of him. Never before have I seen the Abyss Order take action on such a large scale. Taken at face value, it seems highly illogical. In a war with the Netherlands, the odds are stacked firmly against them. They surely cannot be unaware of this. Their true goal must be a deeper one.
We thought so too. But it sounds like you're no closer to learning what that goal is than we are.
I've been on the case for some time, even captured and interrogated several Abyss Order members. Yet still I'm not I'm none the wiser. I can only assume that they have gone to great lengths to keep their real operations a secret. I have a bad feeling about this. The Abyss Order is wasting a lot of its forces attacking Natlan. So whatever they stand to gain must hold enormous value to them.
What do you think we should do?
Imagine if they're trying to get the key again because Lumine doesn't know where she's lost it. That would be kind of funny. Since we lack actionable intelligence for now, we might as well continue to focus on the fighting. Leave them to their secret plots. If they're so willing to sacrifice manpower for it, I intend to make that sacrifice greater and more painful than I could have ever anticipated. If we use this opportunity correctly, I believe we can eliminate the vast majority of the Abyss Order's forces. Okay, they'll never be able to mount such a large campaign ever again. That outcome is well worth our time. But we still don't know what the Abyss Order is planning to do. Which hopefully we'll find out in a second. That's right, the ideal scenario would be to destroy them before they can reach their goal.
Paimon gets it. Nothing in the world can satisfy you like making mincemeat out of the Abyss Order, right?
Right.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so
candid response
Dainsleif
from
has
Dane.
been monitoring them for quite some time already, as we can clearly see. What about you? Any news to share from your end? Well, the spaceship thingy, the thingy from that one woman who was able to not see monsters, or and the other way around.
We found his sister's hibernation chamber key near the Collective of Plenty. She must have lost it.
Does Dainsleif already know about that? I guess he does? So she's here in person? Unsurprising given the scale of this
and there's more.
operation.
After finding the key, we also ran into this weird girl. She kept seeing monsters that we couldn't see, and then, this other time, we saw a load of monsters, but she couldn't. She also said she was on a journey to find the Savior. Her description of this Savior matched the Traveler pretty closely, so we figured it's probably his sister.
They stopped quoting Savior, by the way. For some reason, early in the story, they just kept putting quotation marks around the word Savior. They have now stopped doing that. Hold on, that girl called her the Savior.
Yeah, that's right. Is something the matter, Dane?
Sounds like, or feels like Dane has recognized her. The last time I heard that term was before the Cataclysm. And not just that, it referred to your sister then too. So that would imply that she's from Canaria. But who would still believe in the myth of the Savior when the Cataclysm has already taken place? It makes no sense. Term's been around even before the Cataclysm?
Wasn't his sister called the Princess, though? Where did this Savior thing come from?
I mean, the Savior is a princess. The princess. I think that there's a bit of a connection here. Well, when she was first granted the title of princess, the Rinster King and the entire court of Canaria set about loudly proclaiming that the might that she would bring to the nation. They made it sound as if with her there, all pain and suffering would be washed away, and the future of Canaria would be brighter than anyone could imagine. The Savior, once again in quotes, was a celebratory title given to the princess by those who believe this rhetoric. Of course, you know how that story ended. In hindsight, the cruel irony is glaring. All the title really stood was for the Princess King's loss of power.
Oh, sounds like the people of Conria really believed in her.
So why Lumine is so determined to revive the homeland? Because she thinks she's failed as Canarian's savior. So once again we are getting a bit into lore. But certainly doesn't explain everything, there must be other reasons. As for the girl you met, allow me to offer some speculation. I mean, she's referring to things as if she was in Canaria, which would imply that she's like 500 years ago or something. I suspect that she's descended from pure-blood Canarians afflicted with the curse of immortality. They must have resettled somewhere remote, cut off from the rest of the world. That would explain how her people retained their ancient beliefs, including the myth of the golden-haired savior.
Ah, Paimon gets it now. So, a bit like Kaya, except she grew up somewhere more isolated? Still, that doesn't explain the invisible monster situation.
Oh, interesting. So, actually, she's probably... It might be a Canarian offspring, I guess. Okay. If she can't provide us with any more valuable intelligence, I suggest we shift our attention back to the Abyss Order.
Also, why don't you stay with us at the Masters of the Night Wind for tonight? You must be tired after all that fighting today.
I will consider it, but we must discuss our next steps first thing tomorrow morning. We can't give the Abyss Order any time to regroup. Right. So, here's the thing. Wait until the following day. We're not gonna wait, we're just gonna skip ahead. There you go. So, that'll be very interesting. That still doesn't explain, I mean, what the traveler said, what Paimon said even. That doesn't explain the role she sees monsters that we don't thing.
Come on, let's get moving.
Dr. Dainsleif, where is he? Down there, oh, I see. But it doesn't explain that. But I guess she is a Canarian offspring. Well, well, well. Anyway, well, just as a recap, you're watching the travel story from Nadlan. Now we can't give them that much time.
Dane and Ian-san discussing strategy together?
It looks to me indeed.
Looks like they're getting along just fine. Morning! What are you guys talking about?
Things and strategy,
You're
probably.
here. I have some good news to share with you. We just got word from the Scions of the Canopy. Their intelligence has reported that they've discovered the Abyss Order's
Oh.
headquarters in Natlan.
And headquarters surely will imply that's where probably Lumine and a sibling. Well, Lumine is a sibling.
After their
Is-
front lines dissolved, the bulk of their forces fell back to that area. It's also where their central command is located. The location? The Cinder City.
Cinder City, huh? That tracks. Seems like their kind of place.
And I,
Hey,
Cinder City is
great.
also quite
This
away
could be
from
our
things,
chance to
right?
crush
I
the
mean,
Abyss Order once
if I
and for
recall
all.
correctly, that's the area in the southwest, I believe, next to the people of the Springs and the squad that we first met.
And with any
That
luck,
I'm kind of
maybe
forgetting
we'll
the name
find your
of right now.
sister there too.
I feel like that'll probably be
Our
a
army is
safe-ish
almost
bet,
ready,
yeah.
and we've sent a message to Malwika to let her know the plan. We can't really launch an operation this big without the okay from the Archon.
I beg to differ, this is wasting time. You have the intel you need, so act on it. Every second you delay only increases the business order's odds
I've
of
already
survival.
explained my reasoning, Mr. Dainsleif. I understand your concern, but an immediate strike is not on the cards for us.
Very well, then I will go there alone. Thank you for the intel, Ian-san.
You're
Well,
gonna go on your own? Come on, be sensible. Just wait a tiny bit longer, and you'll have a whole army going with you.
I mean, based on the whole thing that we just heard earlier, where Dainsleif just basically gets rid of every single Abyss Order mage that was there immediately with like just one hit, kind of. I don't think he needs the army.
It's all right. I support your decision, Mr. Dainsleif.
I really don't think he needs the army.
Huh? Shouldn't you be talking sense into him?
I admire his courage, and I believe he is strong enough to take on the Abyss Order on his own. And even if things don't go to plan, he just needs to bide his time until we arrive with reinforcements. Mr. Dainsleif, I wish you the very best of luck.
Well then. Dainsleif just runs down.
Looks like he's waiting for you to say something, Traveler.
Allow me to join you, Dainsleif? Alright, fine, I'm coming.
For a second there, Paimon actually thought he was gonna brave it alone. And then he called his own bluff.
I mean, if there's a chance you can find Lumine there, Eva is definitely gonna go there. That was to be expected, really. Wait, meet up with Dainsleif. At Cinder City, probably? Cinder City is not there where I thought it would be. Because I thought it would be the region in the upper right corner. Lower right corner, sorry. But well, there we go. It's now time to go here. I am too deep. Actually, hang on. What I'm gonna do is teleport there again. And you know... I'm just gonna take this one. And there you go. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, it definitely gives me Abyss Order vibes. That was not where I want to go. Can I stay there and like load it? Yep, I can. There is a teleporter down there, but I might as well, I guess, at this time. But I might as well at this time just like carry on, I guess. Although, okay, never mind. Well, I'm already here. Might as well take it on. Okay, also there's only something. And all of these were immediately gone. Okay, didn't expect that. Yep, and literally everyone is this area up ahead, it's territory or something. So why would it need to load over such a big place anyway? Well, that's also my first time to Cinder City, as you might be able to tell. Although I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the fact that the main story is kind of like having us go across all these different areas of Natlan. The ones that, you know, haven't been... Oh, it's locked behind. That's not something I expected, personally. But yeah, I am liking the fact that that the Natlan main story is kind of having us go through all the other areas of Natlan. Can I? Oh, there's a... I see. Investigate? Nope. Oh! Ash Brown wants us to do something. As an enormous explosion rings out, you all slide to the bottom amidst sloughing rubble in the sand. How does this happen? Okay. I'm alright. How about you? Paimon's fine. She just choked a little by all the dust, so it took down the lower tire. That's unexpected. I didn't expect it either, but at least we unlocked the stage of the 7 by doing so. So has that nasty dragon really flown away all this time? Paimon doesn't understand why it kept coming after us. So rude. Paimon would understand if it were protecting treasure, like in the fairy tales, and we'd stolen some of it. But we haven't even done anything yet. Not that there's anything here for us to take anyway. Yeah, and we couldn't have entered the police without it either. Oh, did you find something? Oh, would you look at that? There's a stack of scrolls underneath. Have a look. Okay, sounds like it's some kind of note by an adventurer. Yep. And maybe the dragon is just hunting down the people that just visit this area, I guess. The note said that many adventurers entered but never returned. Looks like our dragons already killed plenty of people. The city is called Orkanatlan. What a strange name. Orkanatlan. I've heard of one before, yeah. I do recognize that name. When we got the golden entreaty, Paimon remembers something about the other disc being an Orkanatlan? But the Sovereign Relics Association people said it's a forbidden area that even they are afraid to enter. Guess we now know why. For the sake of the Jade of Return sought by countless adventurers, guess this person entered the ancient city in search of something. The Jade of Return sounds like something pretty sweet. If we can find it, we might make a boatload of money. This could have taken place a long time ago. Because you could have found it already. Well, you're right, but maybe, just maybe, no one sounded all these 100 years that's sat here just waiting for great adventurers like us to show up. And look at the massive ruins. It would be a shame if we didn't go inside and explore a bit. We have to do something about the evil dragon. Exactly, if we bump into it again, we'll make sure it won't hurt my adventurers. You sure do get excited whenever I mention Dragon's Hash Brown? Alright then, to Orkneyland. And you go, that's another side quest. Another one I'm certainly looking for. Oh, I'm missing a tiny bit of map here. Right, but I don't want to go there. I would like to continue on with this one. And Assault the Abyss or the Stronghold. Sure.
Is this the place? The Abyss Order's hideout in Natlan?
All these years, the Abyss Order has managed to either stay hidden or fiercely defend their position. This might be the first chance I've ever had to finally make a serious stand in their forces. Which reminds me, once the fighting starts, I can't promise I'll be able to have you back at a moment's notice. But if you run into any Abyss-powered mechanisms, feel free to leave them to me. I'll take care of them when I can.
It's been so long since we fought with Dane side by side. Paimon's confident we can clear this place out long before Eon-san arrives. And if you get to meet your sister again, even better. Let's go!
In this battle, Dainsleif will show you the might of Twilight's word. Summon him to clear out obstructions that barrier your path. This workmanship Dainsleif has mastered in the Canarian Guard Captain. As the Canarian Guard Captain, allows him to easily exploit the weaknesses in opposing elemental wards. His long war against the Abyss has made him highly cognizant of their weaknesses, allowing him to also destroy their void wards. And we can't move as him. Party setup. Does it mean I can change him, by the way? Nope. That's a nope. I guess he's gonna stay as a fire thingy. Oh, interesting. Yep, don't even need to take care of any enemies. You can just let Dainsleif do everything. Okay, not quite. We still need to take care of this thing. But, anyway. So, first time I guess Dainsleif is working on our side, or like alongside us. Oh, I need to be a little bit careful.
We can do it.
Not as a playable character just yet, but I guess soon. Can I just like ignore this guy? No, I can't. Can you help me with this guy? He can indeed. So it's basically, he basically acts as a sort of damage dealer that we can call every 10 seconds or so. Like for example now. Or maybe not. Interesting. Or maybe I need to be careful about where I place him. That could also be a thing. Yeah, okay. So, I guess in this mission you gotta be a little bit careful on how you place Dainsleif. You can take care of that instantly, but also if you misplace him, he just doesn't do anything. Which is interesting. Because if I now do this, I guess. He does destroy it immediately. I feel like there's a tiny thing that I'm missing. Maybe. As usual. We do still have plenty to go, just noticing that.
I'll protect us.
Dainsleif does plenty of damage compared to literally everyone else. I wonder if that's the final one though. It might be. Once again, freeze the charm usually. In terms of Genshin.
Let's dance. Oh, hi.
It kind of feels weird switching to him though, like activating him though, because you'd expect that the character will just disappear or like you would change the actual character, but that's not how it works.
This moment will be frozen in time. Cool it.
You just kind of activate him and then he does a ton of damage. You know, there's still more enemies to go. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Much more than I was expecting. Yeah, okay, that's a little awkward. Right, I need to be a little bit careful. Because I'm gonna make sure that I don't die in this process. Might as well throw an egg onto Xiangling and then let's carry on and be a little bit more careful. I said I was a little bit careful and we suddenly have these mini bosses going on here and I don't like that. Yeah, looks like I only need really... Yeah, I'm getting a bit of a vibe that realistically my only strategy will be to just use Dainsleif. Here we go.
Go, Barbara, go!
Because what I need to do probably is to just dodge these all the time. Yeah, that's one down, the other one survived because he dodged, basically.
Dodge this.
I'll protect us.
Cool it.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Don't get frostbite.
Go, Barbara, go! Ready, steady, go!
Alright. Well, that's a moment. Probably should have waited until the shields are gone, realistically. I think there might be one more left to go. After this at least. We've reached the end, but there's still no trace of your sister, so who's calling the shots here? Well, I would say this guy, probably.
Twilight Sword Dainsleif. Is
At
this
least he has a
really what
voice.
you want?
It is indeed. I will take every opportunity to hunt you down to the last man.
So, where's the Traveler's sister then? Or is this guy supposed to be in charge here?
So,
I mean, I
this
guess
is
we
a
had to
hunt
know.
you. I must say I pity you, Dainsleif. The death you dole
This
out
Baptist
so
guy
readily
doesn't
to
really
others
seem to acknowledge
is a
us though. He
luxury you
mostly
yourself
focuses on
cannot
Dainsleif.
enjoy. But today, that is the least of your worries. Do you realize that all your years of pursuing us are being rendered utterly meaningless, even as we speak?
What is that supposed to mean? So your riddles tell me the overwhelming advantage is ours, at least for the moment. You know what it means for you. I'd like to see what makes you believe that we've already won, or that you can still turn the tide
Then
of this
allow me to
war.
be frank. As far as we are concerned, our princess has already won by other means. And I do not merely mean this battle. No. Her Highness has achieved something far greater. For today, the Abyss Order's greatest wish has finally been fulfilled.
Wasn't that resurrecting Canary or something? Let's say the business order's greatest wish. Does that mean?
Our Highness quietly infiltrated the Night Kingdom to exploit that realm's past experience with ley
So I
line
guess
reconstruction.
us dreaming about Lumine being there and the noise that Zilali heard, that basically is what we've just been, or like
And then
what Lumine was been doing in the
use
background.
The loom of fate to reweave the ley lines of Conria.
And I guess resurrect Canary in process?
She used the Loom of Fate?
Wasn't that the thing that, causes death though?
Wait, does this mean the attack on the Masters of the Night Wind was all a smokescreen to give her some cover? Oh no! This makes too much sense.
Correct. As of now, our homeland has been revived. And all of my comrades that you have slain, Dainsleif, they shall forget the struggles that have beset them these past 500 years. And
But
begin their
what does this
lives
mean?
anew in a
I
Conria
guess.
restored to life.
I mean, let's see. Let's have a look at the voices. I mean, Canary has been revived. The question is, what is that supposed to mean? Isn't there more to reviving your homeland than just reweaving its ley lines?
Right! You still need a few steps after that, such as finding a place to host the ley lines you just re-wove.
Maybe that's why they're attacking that land or something, or maybe they just don't care.
Plus, if it was really so easy, Moika and the captain would have had a way easier time during the war.
But I think it depended on the sacrifices, didn't it? I have one simple question. If Canaria has indeed been revived as you claim, then where is it?
Oh, you poor fools. Clinging to delusions, even after the truth has been plainly revealed to you.
Is it referring to the broken sky?
Think back on the past few days. Have you truly not noticed anything amiss since the start of the war?
Are the that I could have missed? I mean, there was this whole thing with like the monsters,
I sensed something strange in my dream. It was vague,
But that's
but
a noise that
it
Lolly had
seemed as if
mentioned.
some
We know
noise had found
that,
its way into Natlan's ley
which I
lines.
feel like would explain what, or like the business of the Abyss Order.
What does that mean?
Hard to say. I don't think it had any tangible effect on the Night Kingdom or on our ley lines, but still, it's like a signal that exists on a different dimension of reality. It might not interfere with ours or pose any detectable risk, but I just get the sense that something strange is going on.
I mean, I feel like they're gonna be referring to what we had been seeing in the sky during the Nadla main story. That's not all, there were other signs as well. Which of these events is proof that Canaria has been revived? The Abyss Order chose to retreat from the stronghold. The meditation of the Abyss Order's followers, or I can see some monsters at the same time as Dainsleif. Maybe Dainsleif is the whole thing. I couldn't see the monsters that Dainsleif could see, and she couldn't see the ones I could. We could only see the monsters in each other's side after making physical contact. The meditation of the Abyss Order's followers. According to a god stationed near the Masters of the Night Wind, many members of the Abyss Order were seen idling around during the lull in the conflict, even settling down to meditate. And I mean, okay, I guess them retreating makes the most sense. The Abyss Order retreated when we attacked the Yush stronghold with Janssen and Sitlali. This isn't the usual style. Assuming he is right, another possibility arises. Maybe I'm in a different time and space than from Dainsleif. If she's Canarian and like Diane suspects, then that means the rough Canaria that the app speaks of might actually exists, and despite hailing from that separate time and space, Dainsleif has found a way to communicate with us. I mean, let's continue on for a second. Whatever might be going through your mind right now, do not trust it. I urge you not to believe his lies. The notion that Canaria has been revived is preposterous. Unless I see it with my own eyes, I refuse to entertain it. There is only one thing. There is only one thing that should demand our attention to in this instant. That's a typo. And that is silencing this man for good. Well, it's a 5-minute attack with 110, I think. And maybe avoid getting so much damage. Thank you very much.
Freeze!
Well, that's a shield done.
You battled in vain! The Abyss Order's mission has been fulfilled!
Dodge this!
I'll protect us.
This one will be frozen.
Well, that's gonna be a tiny bit awkward this fight, but anyway. Is this gonna be a big boss? I don't think so.
Do you still not understand? You battled in vain! The Abyss Order's mission has been fulfilled!
Well, we'll see about that one. There you go, second hit. And I think one more hit from Dainsleif and that'll be done. No, he's definitely not a weekly boss or anything. Definitely not. He's too weak for that. Yeah, if I could switch to you, that would be much beneficial, but...
Go, Barbara, go!
yeah, go Barbara, go! There you go, and one more hit. And there you go.
Has been fulfilled!
That should be all of them, right? So, we've destroyed the Abyss Order's headquarters in Natlan, but somehow, that didn't feel satisfying at all.
Because that's not the only thing.
Are you still thinking about what that guy said? You look really worried.
Dainsleif is the only potential lead we have. I think we should at least talk to her about this. I understand you think she might be from the revived Canaria, yes. I have said my piece. I doubt Canaria could be revived so easily, but if it will give you some peace of mind, you should talk to her and test your theory. I will stay here and do some post-battle cleanup. Perhaps there are some clues left to be found. I was about to say, I see something in the background there. Okay. Okay, I guess nothing just happened. We're just gonna ignore that. I'm gonna just ignore it. I thought your was an attitude seemed familiar. My mistake. I should have made sure you were there earlier. The curse of immortality has stuck you for two, then, Hayden.
500 years on, and you still refuse
And
to
Dainsleif
address
knows
me as
him.
master. Don't forget, Dainsleif. You may be the renowned Twilight Sword, while my arm has grown too feeble to swing a blade.
You still seem a little bit powerful, though.
But
I must be
I
said.
taught you everything you know about wielding a blade.
Not gonna lie, I did not expect them to just attack him like this and then to like smash through the middle. Was
Be
kind
that
of
as it may,
surprising.
under the circumstances, I see
And
no
I also kind of
further
forgot the
reason
whole,
for us to fight.
yeah,
The
invincibility
curse of
thing.
immortality means neither of us has a way to completely destroy the other.
Speak for yourself. I intend to kill you 100 times over. Well, they're gonna have a fun time, aren't they? Yep. Something tells me that'll go for a little bit longer.
Have you finally had enough? You weren't joking then, huh? Never, in all my worst nightmares, have I experienced anything close to the pain of 100 deaths.
I mean, I guess you can't die, but you still feel as if you were dying, so I see. It's a little bit of a problem. It's just for your actions in the Abyss Order. If I took into account what you did in Canaria, you'd soon find out how much darker your nightmares can become.
All right, I believe you. Still, aren't you at least a little tired now? Why don't we sit down, perhaps?
This guy wants to chill. Maybe we got some info.
What? Not a fan of reminiscing about old times? Well, I suppose you don't have many fond memories to look back on.
I never thought you would side with the Abyss Order, Hayden. You could have easily blamed the princess for her betrayal.
Indeed. When the cataclysm first struck,
So, Dainsleif
everyone
meets up with
prayed for the
someone that he
Savior to
recognizes
deliver
from
them.
back in the day.
but she was nowhere to be found. Yes, we knew that the great abyssal power within her had been divided up. Yet we still despaired at her choice to leave us.
Now, what is that supposed to mean? The power in her has been divided up.
Still, I believe that everything she's doing now, including her regret over what happened, comes from a genuine place in her heart. And besides, who else can we place our faith in? We are proud Congrians, are we not? I mean, we can hardly turn to the gods.
I suppose you have changed a lot over the past 500 years, otherwise I'd never have expected you to forgive her. Have you been so generous during your time at the Night Academy as my instructor in Black Serpent Blade work? I might not have come to love you so much. Let's see.
Is
So-
that so?
We're getting quite a few lore nuggets here. I need to look for the time because I'm kind of running out, but Let's see. All my good deeds were clearly in the spirit of the Academy's code of chivalry, yet I received corporal punishment for being restless and brash. As much as it pains me to bring up this name, even my co-student, Sir Talogi, was prosecuted for following the spirit of knighthood. He even lost limbs over it. There's little point in discussing it for now, of course, but all of this was you doing it, wasn't it, Hayton? You were must have been something, as you viciously suppressed the next generation of knights, all to bolster your own position and reputation. Too cowardly to admit
I'm
it.
sorry,
So
Dainsleif.
we're
I would
having
apologize
a
to
ton
you
of
for
story
those
nuggets
actions,
here.
Truly. But the fact is, I honestly can't remember them anymore.
Oh. To be fair, I guess that's what someone mentioned at some point, right? Where it's been so long that the Canarians are getting into some kind of state where they're no longer really being themselves, I guess.
At what has become of me. Only by the Abyss's grace have I managed to maintain this physical form. But as for the rest, memories, spirit, emotions, personality, they have long become eroded.
Yeah.
Fragmented
But that's what some of the,
beyond
like what Dainsleif has been mentioning, this whole erosion thing, which is, I believe, from my understanding, why these Canarians are becoming the little villagers of some sort. So that's what I have mentioned before, and I guess it has
Even
also
if
impacted
mine was a
Hayden.
past steeped in sin or in shame I once longed to hide, I would wish to remember it. Without my history, I fear I will become another person entirely. I would like to apologize for any misdeeds that are mine. So please, tell me everything.
But I guess,
Tell me about the
Dainsleif
Kanya
still
we
knows
once
a bunch of
called
stuff.
home.
No wonder your personality struck me as different. Memories are indeed a crucial part of a person's identity. But the Canary we once called home. Dainsleif slowly closes his eyes. Countless memories of Canaria. Canaria flood into his mind. Simply recalling seems to take a long
You
time.
seem to remember much. Could you tell me more about it? About our golden age?
All the sights, memories, and feelings, everything etched into the heart and mind, are gradually brought back to the forefront again alongside a feeling of nostalgia and loss. That's what the second slide said. Which disappear once again way too quickly, I'm not gonna lie, but anyway. I'm not interested, I have neither the time nor the
Is that
sympathy.
so? What a pity. But this will be quite sufficient, as long as the loom of fate heard what I could not.
The Loom of Fate, what have you done? Tell me. Sounds like he used a Dainsleif telling him stories.
I'm afraid I owe you yet another apology, Dainsleif. You were right. I lied to you earlier. Your wits are too sharp to
So,
be fooled
I mean,
by me.
you can kind of tell that this is very story
The
important.
homeland hasn't yet been revived. In fact, even the ley line weaving is not yet complete.
And maybe that's why we have this role, this person, like this girl from earlier, seeing things that we can't say, I guess.
Think of ley lines as the collection of memories concerning a given place. To reweave Conria's ley lines as they were 500 years ago we would somehow need to retrieve almost all the memories of Conria from that age.
And you're not gonna be able to do that, realistically.
The
Unfortunately.
loom of fate cannot weave without an abundant supply of memories. And so, we relied on everyone in the Abyss Order to provide what they could. Even though fragments are all that remain in most
Interesting.
cases, the more we all share,
It sounds kind of like the
more
Canarians are
that
kind of
can be
screwed, though, in this
restored.
sense. So the Loom of Fate is running as we speak, and the so-called mediation your members have been performing, its purpose was to supply the Loom with memories, wasn't it?
Indeed. We are people in exile, stranded 500 years in the future. We'll weave our homeland anew and bring the nation of our dreams back into the real world.
I wonder how long they've been working on this,
What
though.
a glorious
I feel like
undertaking.
clearly it's been a long time, right?
What a shame it had to take this long. After 500 years, most of our memories have faded, and a world woven from broken memories shall itself be broken.
But wouldn't that supposed to mean that you shouldn't even try to do this? So that's where I'm supposed to be coming in? You look for assistance from your mortal enemy who has sworn to hunt you
Precisely.
down.
For you possess a ring left to you by your elder brother, which
Oh.
continuously resets your body's condition.
I don't think that was mentioned before.
Of course, your memories are susceptible to erosion just like ours. But of all Conrians who remain, you are sure to remember the most. We had to obtain the memories in your
I wonder if you're
mind,
about to
whatever
have the
price,
girl
even if it
come into
meant
play
sacrificing our
being
entire
quite
army
a large
as
factor.
bait.
So this was your true goal, to lure me here, guide me into a state of mediation, and access my memories. So be it, a few of my fading memories are for your entire army. It strikes me as a fair trade. I appreciate your generosity. You're gambling everything you have on the Loom of Fate. This could be a costly mistake for you in the long run.
Perhaps, but that is the gamble our highness has chosen to
You
make.
mean?
And thanks to you, the Loom of Fate has now finished weaving the ley lines.
Oh,
New
suddenly?
Conria is complete.
that feels to me quite strange, because you would think... I mean, you just said earlier it's far from complete. It's based on the memories that are faded, so it's broken. And suddenly Dainsleif has supposed to be helping and like fix everything? For some reason I kind of doubt everything will be going fine, but we'll see. Enough about your beloved leader. You said you would pay any price for my memories, did you not? In that case, prepare to be slain another 100 times for your deception. I hope it was worth it. Yeah, I guess he'll have a bit of fun now again. And in the meanwhile, I think we'll be switching back to the Traveler and the girl from earlier. Return to the cave to investigate. Let's see, I mean, she's still supposed to be here. She was supposed to be here for 3 days.
It's Judith! Great! She's still here!
Is there anything in the... Where's the cave? It's up there. Let me just quickly check the cave. Well, nothing there apart from, once again, a weapon and a place to cook.
What's the hurry?
But let's go down there. What is she even doing down there? Oh, cutscene moment. Oh, we're going to see Canaria, aren't we? And I would say that what we just heard was basically correct. The contact isn't okay. This is where Dainsleif is right now. Sharshvili is from not Teyvat,
Where?
basically.
Not from the same world, are we?
That makes me curious, though. What did she see prior to this?
Wait, but that's great! That means the world isn't going to end.
Well, I guess not in general, but certainly for Canaria.
In that case, tell me, what happens to Conria? What happens to my homeland? No, wait. Don't answer that. We can only fight for our future. If the future is unknown, I still
That's a
believe
fair
the
point. I
Savior
like
can
the
turn things
sentence.
around.
Well, if you knew.
I'll carry on looking for her, even if you're not
I mean,
there
she's
to protect
basically
me.
looking forward, looking 500 years later into things.
Although, in a way, I've already found my savior. It's you. You protected me.
That
And
makes.
I believe you
I
can
would like
protect us
to
all.
know
You're the one who can
what
change everything.
she saw then. It kind of doesn't make sense with the role. Well, I came from like a village long time ago, or like long distance ago, away.
It's just too bad that we're not from the same time or place. Oh, one last thing before I forget. I know how much you want to find your sister. Surely she must be desperate to find you too. So, is there anything you can give me as a memento? Proof that we met?
Oh, it's gonna be the key, isn't it?
That way when I do find her, I can convince her that you're also searching for her.
It's certainly gonna be the key, isn't it? Yep. So that would explain that was the traveler's key after all.
What is it?
Oh. And the villager we saw earlier was her. The villager ran away and then she appeared, so we don't really know what happened. And that's when they switched, and I guess that was feeding into the whole, well, Canarius being resurrected thing. So that would in theory mean, well, it doesn't mean anything, right? Well, so we gave her the key in the past, right? And she basically just kept it on her, and I guess she never found Lumine, or the sibling rather, in that sense. But he kept it all too long time. And we now get to decide if we want to keep that loop going or if we just want to break it. I kind of want to keep it, but at the same time I kind of don't. Yeah, but I'm just gonna let her keep it. I'm just give her to it because might as well do that. Or maybe that was a bad idea. I don't know. Oh, would you look at that? Well, guess who showed up? Rule of time. So, we had the rule of death, now we have the rule of time. There's no other way this meeting could have been taking place. I wonder what would have happened if I kept the key. You knew of all this. I knew only the ending. I've always been curious about the events that led to it. When the cataclysm first began 500 years ago, as the princess of Canaria, I was preparing to do my part, to fight back with all my might. But then this girl, Dainsleif, she found me. The irony was that even as she desperately begged to me to save the world, she brought me news of you. I was stunned, and I was previously suspicious of her claim that you were searching for me, but then she showed me the key to your hibernation chamber. So she actually managed to find her. We'd been separated ever since I awakened in Teyvat. I searched the whole planet and found no trace of you anywhere. And then she brought me that news at the worst possible moment. I was faced with an extremely difficult decision. I desperately wanted to see you again, but Canaria was in equally desperate need of my help. I knew that no matter what I chose, I'd regret my decision for the rest of my days. So I steeled myself against the guilt and made my decision. I went to see you. And I guess she sacrificed Canaria in the process? But when I found you, you were still in hibernation. Even the key in the chamber was still secure to your person. So you're saying the three keys existed simultaneously in that moment? I couldn't make sense of what I was seeing, but there was no time to think. I just grabbed you and ran. That's where we are right now, an intersection in our memories. This question has haunted me for the past 500 years. I never imagined the answer would come to me like this. Some actions 500 years in the future set everything in motion. Fire Alchemy is thereof. Also just noticing that this is basically Natlan. By the way. Just Natlan Canaria edition, I guess. We have succeeded in bringing us together, but unfortunately it is versions of us 500 years apart. I'm still curious on what would have happened if I didn't give her the key. She hoped that the Savior would rescue Canaria, save the entire world, but instead, the news she brought led the Savior to make a complete opposite decision. Is that her fate? Is that how the story must end? Has Canaria really been revived? Not yet, but I've taken a very important step. Now the ley lines of Canaria are complete. I'd always thought that Teyvat's ley lines were luckily locked by the heavenly principles. No more can be added and existing ones cannot be replaced. But then I learned that Natlan's Night Kingdom appeared to be an exception to the rule. It has intrigued me ever since. So, that explains why they're here. So I directed the Abyss Order to feign an attack on Natlan, buying me some time to enter the Night Kingdom and negotiate with the Lord of the Night, and that's the dream we saw. Unfortunately, for other reasons, even the Night Kingdom cannot host any new ley lines. The most I could get was some room to carry out the weaving process. The Lord of the Night did say that even she can only reconstruct Natlan's netherlands. It's probably for the same reason. Still, I received the Lord of the Knight's permission and activated the Loom of Fate. Using an in Teyvat as the base. Teyvat, okay. I was able to grow a realm based on the Canaria of 500 years ago, superimposing it over present-day Netherlands space-time. Okay, this is getting weird. That superimposition is what allowed you and Dainsleif to cross paths. That's what I saw in my dream. She's not lying about that, at least. But what I don't understand is why did the Lord of the Night agree to this? After that, the new Canaria was enriched with memories of the old, drawn from the Abyss Order's members in the meditation sessions. With those memories as raw materials, the superimposed RAM as a template, the Loom of Fate finally finished its work. What I now hold in my hand is the Atlas of the New World. That thing looks like a magic scroll. This is the product of the Loom of Fate, holding within it its entire network of new Canarian's ley lines. Destination once known as Canaria can rise again. One day I will find a suitable host location for it. In the sky. Behind the fake sky. On the moon. On a spaceship, rather. Why is Canaria so important to you? I don't really understand. Is it because of gold? When I first arrived at Canaria 500 years ago, my memory was completely blank. It was only after I had served as a princess for many years that I slowly began to remember everything, including you. Memories were gone. But recovering old memories didn't simply erase the part of my life I had spent in Canaria. I still see it as my second home. This is why my gold weighs so heavily on me, but even so, that only constitutes part of my motive. More importantly, if I wish to speak with the heavenly principles as an equal, I will need the might of an entire world behind me. And that's why she's looking for Canaria, basically. Or like to resurrect Canaria, rather. And someone's shown up. And we're going back to another cutscene. Oh, maybe it's not Lumine after all. Well then, that was certainly an awkward cutscene with literally no voice lines. Anyway.
Our hero is back. Everyone's been waiting for you.
I'm really curious what would have happened if we didn't give her the key thingy. Would we have just skipped the entire thing?
The Abyss Order made a full retreat before our forces even arrived on the scene. All thanks to your efforts, no doubt. Oh,
so we got a bunch of
Mr.
nuggets.
Dainsleif, of course.
Sorry, nuggets here. And basically, I'm just gonna ignore the spaceship thing because realistically, I guess they needed a thing that would confirm the other siblings as existence, I guess. Okay. But that kind of explains the whole starship thing and so on. So I guess I don't feel as bad anymore about it, or rather, I'm not too annoyed about it, because I mean, what else would have it been? Starship was pretty clear that it would be outside of this world, right? Another item, I mean, they would have had to pick another item from some kind of civilization otherwise, which I don't think they could have done. Unless they, I don't know, threw something in from, I don't know, Star Rail or something. But that would have probably made people be like, oh boy, Star is canon, Genshin is canon, and so, something like that. I guess the Starship Key is just simply something they ended up using
What's
as a
wrong? You look upset.
neutral off-world thing.
Paimon doesn't know the details either. The traveler just disappeared after taking Deirdre's hand. It was like they got sucked into another world. Paimon was looking all over for him, and then he suddenly reappeared, right back in the same spot, but looking a lot more glum.
Well, if you knew what happened.
I think I got the gist of what happened. Something to do with your sister?
I think
I
Sidlali had a
spoke
bit
with
of
the
a fun
Lord of the
in
Night
parallel.
Dream just now. And
Oops, sorry.
You met your sister?
Interesting how apparently Sidlali notices what we do in dreams.
And you didn't think to tell Paimon right away? Well, never mind. Paimon can see that you're pretty down right now. But let's go over everything later, alright?
what your sister accomplished? It all but defies comprehension. I was stunned when I heard
That makes me
about it
curious
too.
about what we'll see in the future, though. Because we do still have plenty of story to go, right?
But what surprised me the most was that the Lord of the Night actually chose to allow it.
It caught me off guard too. I would have never expected that.
The Lord of the Night did try to explain it to me, but in a word, it's complicated. During the war with the Abyss, Malwika had an argument with the captain.
Oh, is that why? Because the captain was also from Canaria, right? Maybe
Malwika
that's
believed
why.
that we should fight to protect our culture and memories, while the captain believed the preservation of the ley lines should come before all else.
With the contacts, with the whole Canaria thing.
So, the Lord of the Night was very intrigued when presented with the Loom of Fate, and informed of its ability to weave ley lines. She saw your sister's actions as a potential third option, namely to preserve an entire nation in the form of an atlas.
Preserve a nation? You've definitely lost me now.
You're not the only one. Paimon's got no idea
Well, that's
what's going
basically
on
what
either.
happened. They're trying to preserve an entire nation. Good luck with that. I mean, I guess that fits into what we'll expect with Canaria, right?
With that in mind, the Lord of the Night gave the go-ahead once she was satisfied that the Loom of
Because
Fate
from my
wouldn't have
understanding,
any real effect
we'll
on
have
that land.
Snesnaya, and then in theory after that, we should get Canaria. There were some rumors at some point that there will be an extra year just slot in between because there are a lot of holes that the game needs to fill.
However,
Sorry, holes that is.
I believe she imposed
Add
an
map
additional
holes.
condition of her own.
Oh, additional condition.
An additional condition? Did she ask for something in return?
No idea. She wouldn't tell me what it was.
Huh.
All right, well, let's not overthink this
Well,
for now.
I guess we'll find
We
out
just
that at
want
some
a war.
point.
Time for a well-earned drink to celebrate. I trust the Lord of the Night unreservedly. I'm sure she only involved herself to take a problem off our hands.
But
so
still,
it's one less thing
I
for
mean,
us to worry
this
about.
kind of... I'm noticing a bit of a pattern that Canary is
Don't you
always
agree,
like
traveler?
about these old stories.
Come on, let's head back to the Collective of Plenty. Oh, Veressa should be there too. We'll treat you to a real feast.
See, I'm sorry, but there's someone else I want to go to first.
Huh?
Is he going back to that location?
Eon-san, leave him be.
I think he's probably gonna go back to the
This
cave.
might be hard to understand for an extrovert like you, but some people need alone time to recharge every once in a while.
If I had to guess, at least.
Traveler?
Yeah, I think he's probably going back to the cave, to be honest. Yep, return to the cave. Let's see then. I need to kind of hurry up, by the way. I say that as I misplace things. I was expecting Skirk to show up, not gonna lie, because she's on the version banners and so on. She's also on the thumbnail, of course, because she's on the version banner. So that's why I'm slightly surprised that she hasn't shown up. But I guess no mind then. Well, that means I need to change the thumbnail after this. But here we go. Let's return to the cave. The cave still remains as is, it appears. Before you know it, you've fallen asleep, drowning in a myriad of thoughts. You finally sense what it feels like someone clasping your hand, which for this time it sends you into the deep sleep where sweet dreams await. And that's the Canaria story for this time. Well, that's gonna be it. So, basically, the game suddenly opened up as time travel as a thing, which, to be fair, I guess was a thing before. And, yeah, looking really forward to what we'll see, I guess, in Shnesnaya, which will be the next main story part, and then, of course, what will happen with the travel story afterwards. I would kind of like to go into more depth, but I'm running out of time, actually, really good now, so I am gonna have to close this off early. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, then please leave a like, subscribe, it depends on where you're watching, of course, and so on. And also make sure to tune in into an half an hour later, which will be with Sandless, or maybe I'll move it back slightly, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you after this.